Introduce tonight's starting lineup, beginning with the visiting Richmond Jazz. Leading off at shortstop from Old Dominion University, number 1, Tommy Bell. Batting second, playing center field from Canisius College, number 13, Jacob Burlingame. Batting third, playing right field from Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, number 9, Jared Kengai. Batting cleanup, playing third base from Canisius College, number 14, Stephen Bennett. Hitting fifth, a DH from Canisius College, number 7, Bill Krull. Batting sixth.
They can be reached at 513-863-4700 or found online at pateappliance.com. Richard's Pizza is one of Hamilton, Ohio's.
Hang on, why isn't this playing?
The Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League season. Hamilton Joe's Baseball is brought to you by Triangle Sign Company, a sign of quality since 1921. Signage isn't giving you the visibility to attract interest and assist in getting people in your door, then it's time for a custom from Triangle Sign Company. Whether you're a big or small business, school, or organization, they will design and build a sign that is just right for you. Offering their support for the Hamilton Joes, we thank Triangle Sign Company for their continued support.
Your AAA store has moved to a new location in Hamilton. 2870 Menards Boulevard in Fairfield Township is your new home for all your travel, insurance, and attraction ticket needs. AAA has great member deals on everything you need for a great vacation. Visit AAA today in Fairfield Township to join America's largest motor club organization or online at AAA.com. In its 70th year of operation, All Wealth Federal Credit Union is proud to partner with Hamilton's hometown baseball team. All Wealth is Hamilton's only homegrown credit union, ready to assist with all of your financial needs. Their friendly staff are here to help the residents of Hamilton and Butler County live the American dream. Visit allwealth.org today and see how you can hit a financial home run with All Wealth.
You're watching Hamilton Joe's Baseball on the Joe's YouTube Network.
Hello and welcome, Hamilton Joes fans, as we are here at Foundation Field here on the banks of the great Miami River in the first game after the All-Star break, as the Hamilton Joes are geared up to take on the Richmond Jazz. I'm Reid Malmstrom along here with Greg Pinley. Greg, how you doing today?
Doing well. Looking forward to having a good time here.
Your mic.
Looking forward to having a good time here. It's great weather, and I'm sure some of our Hamilton Joes were glad to have a few days off, but I'm sure they're ready to play ball tonight.
Yes, it is. As everyone waits for that All-Star break, but once it comes, they get really bored, get really anxious to get out on the field, as Grant Williams is geared up to throw the first pitch against the Richmond Jazz, as Tommy Bell, the shortstop, is going to step in against him, as Tommy Bell is going to lay a bunt down. Addison Coffey's coming in, but he cannot make the play, as that will be a leadoff single for none other than the Richmond Jazz. So it was a good job by Tommy Bell at getting on here. And this is how the Richmond Jazz are going to be going today, as it will go Tommy Bell at shortstop, Jacob Burlingame in center field, Jared King in right, Stephen Bennett at third, and batting cleanup Bill Kroll, DHing batting fifth, Jackson Blevins playing first base batting sixth, Raymond Maynard will be catching, as Cooper Denny will be at second base, and Jared Wolf in left field, as Tommy Bell is on first base. As Grant Williams is going to go over and check on the runner. Here comes the first pitch to Burlingame, as Williams is going to miss inside 1-0 the count. And today they actually are missing Patrick Smith from the lineup, as he's been one of the big boppers in this Richmond Jazz lineup. As here comes the 1-0 pitch from Grant Williams. That misses outside. 2-0 the count.
Yeah, Smith has been a big weapon for them. He was hitting .385 going into the second half, 5th in the league. So they're going to have to pick up some offense from somewhere else.
So as Grant Williams comes set, he will miss in the turf. Michael Hall's going to corral that one. And when I went to Richmond earlier this year in the 2-game series, it seemed like it was Burlingame and Patrick Smith that really started all the offense for the Richmond Jazz in a series that the Joes and the Jazz split. In the first game, every time they came and scored, it was Burlingame and Patrick Smith. Second game, they didn't have the same offensive potency that they had in the first, but as here comes the 3-0, as after the leadoff bump base hit, there will be a walk, so runners on first and second. As now Jared Kengot will come up to the plate.
Yeah, no, good thing about All-Star break, I think, for a lot of the hitters is that sometimes they're a little bit tired. Sometimes when pitchers are hot, it's not good to have the break. Grant Williams had a great last game. He threw a complete game, 91 pitch effort, and maybe the break, having a couple extra days of rest, may not be as helpful for him. Might be a little bit too strong.
As here comes the first pitch to Kengot. That'll be a lazy pop fly into center field. Sean McGeehan underneath it, as it's nice to have Sean McGeehan back out in the outfield, as for the past week and a half he's been out of the lineup due to an elbow contusion. So it's nice to have McGeehan, as he's not only one of the better bats in this Joe's lineup, as he's a premier outfielder with his athleticism shining every time he takes the field. As here comes the first pitch to Stephen Bennett, the third baseman. That pitch will miss downstairs. So this is how the Joes are going to go defensively. They'll have Trey Compton in left, Sean McGeehan, as previously mentioned, in center field, Tyler Thaman out in right, and the infield as Grant Williams is getting ready to throw the 1-0. This pitch will be lined over to Trey Compton over there in the left, and that will go over his head, so 1 run will score, as they're going to be hustling around the second run, as they're going to hold him up as the throw comes in from Trey Compton, as here early on the Jazz are up 1-2-0, runners on second and third, and just 1 out. But yeah, that
Williams got that pitch up, and Bennett's the cleanup hitter for a reason, and drove it over Compton's head. I think he got a little bit of topspin on that ball to get over his head.
Yeah, Compton didn't play that one as well as you'd like him to. Compton, a traditional shortstop. When he came here, he came as a utility man and has exclusively played in the outfield, as the first pitch to Bill Kroll will be in there for a called strike. But we've seen some growing pains out there with him in the outfield. But it's those line drives that give outfielders fits, the pop-ups and everything like that. Those are easy to read. It's the ones that just continue to rise on over your head, as it looked like that did for Trey Compton, as the second pitch will be in there for a called strike, 0-2 the count.
And Williams has thrown mostly fastballs up until Krull, but he threw the first 2 pitches as curveballs for strikes. And that bodes well for him if he can just keep the ball down.
Yeah, it's all about mixing it up, as the 0-2 will be fouled straight back, and we'll do it again here with an 0-2 count. Michael Hall getting the first start back from the All-Star break, as him and Colin Holman have typically been switching off. Colin Holman normally playing the first game, as the 0-2 just barely misses, as the home plate umpire Jim Mers does not pull the trigger. Jim Mers behind the plate, Jim Enright in the field, so a panel of Jims out there officiating this game, umping this game.
This is one batter where Grant wants to go for the strikeout here, or a pop-up at least. And he looks like he got it.
Yeah, he got it right there, as none other than Bill Kroll will strike out swinging. As you mentioned, he goes with the breaking stuff, and just like that, he gets a quick strikeout, and he might be able to minimize the damage after getting a leadoff single and a walk and a double he might be able to hold him just at 1 run as Jackson Blevins is going to come up to the plate with 2 outs and 2 on in a 1-run ball game. First pitch misses upstairs to Blevins, the first baseman, left-handed hitting. Grant Williams going with the breaking pitch in there for a called strike, and there it goes again.
He's thrown 4 curveballs to the last hitters, all of them for strikes. That's a good sign.
Yeah, Williams doesn't have the most velocity out there on the hill, but he's able to place pitches well when he's being successful, as the 1-1 will be fouled over the grandstand here at Foundation Field, making the count 1-2. One, two, the count. 2 outs. Here comes the pitches. It will be a swinging strikeout. Michael Hall will have that one get away from him as Grant Williams throws that one in the turf. Michael Hall has that one hit off his wrist and bangs over towards the third base dugout. So a strikeout, but a run will score on the wild pitch, and now we'll have runners at the corners with 2 outs and a 2-0 ball game, and that's unfortunate for Grant Williams.
That was a great curveball, and you hope that Hall keeps it in front of him a little bit, but ball must have taken a weird hop off the plate or something like that, because it caromed off all the way to the dugout by the Joes.
Yeah, there's about 2 places on catcher's equipment or body that when it hits low and bangs off him will go a long way. It's his shin guards and his wrist, and you can tell he was grabbing his wrist as if that's what got hit, as it did bang off very hard, as there was absolutely no play, as this pitch will miss inside, making the count 1-0.
Again, now Williams has to work hard to just keep his composure, minimize the damage. It's only 2 at this point, and got a lot of ball game left.
So 1-0. Here comes the pitch, as that'll be a breaking pitch in the turf. Michael Hall doing a good job at corralling that one. Runners will stay on the corners with 2 outs. 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. Grant Williams trying to get out of this. I'm remastering along here with Greg Pinley at Foundation Field, the first game after the All-Star break, and that All-Star break was incredible, as here comes the 2-0 pitch, as this ball will be sawed off towards Addison Coffey. He'll flip it over to Chris Hamilton over there at first base, and that will end the inning. So 2 runs will come across off 2 hits and 1 free pass, or I guess 2 free passes, as we're going to head to the bottom of the first inning. Joe's down 2-1. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joe's Network.
G Body Shop is your one-stop shop for car repair. Woman-owned and family-operated collision repair center. They can be reached at 513-851-9056 or can be found online at mgbody.com. A proud sponsor of the Hamilton Joes. Pate Appliance Services have given you 61 years of phenomenal service for any appliance that you need, with flexible scheduling, automated reminders, state-of-the-art service, and an A-plus customer satisfaction rating from the Better Business Bureau. Pate Appliance Services is there for you. They can be reached at 513-863-4700 or found online at pateappliance.com. Richard's Pizza is one of Hamilton, Ohio's most favorite spots, bringing you Richard's famous steak sandwiches since 1955 and a proud supporter of your hometown Hamilton Joe's. Whether it's pizzas, salads, pastas, or a little bit of fudge for dessert, Richard's Pizza has it all for you and your family. The Hamilton Joes play ball on the banks of the Miami River, but the Great Miami Crew Rowing Squad is happy to sponsor the Hamilton Joes during the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League baseball season. Hamilton Joe's Baseball is brought to you by Triangle Sign Company, a sign of quality since 1921. If your current signage isn't giving you the visibility to attract interest and assist in getting people in your door, then it's time for a custom sign solution from Triangle Sign Company. Whether you're a big or small business, school, or organization, they will design and build a sign that is just right for you. Offering their support for the Hamilton Joes, we thank Triangle Sign Company for their continued support.
We are back here at Foundation Field as Trey Compton's going to step into the box against none other than Titan Bennett, who my partner here, Greg Pinley, was just telling me a thing or two about Titan Bennett as Trey Compton swings and misses at the first pitch. He actually was the guy who won the pitcher who won the 2-1 ball game in the split between the Joes and the Jazz, but hasn't fared this well this year.
No, he's only 2-5, has an 8.26 ERA, and this is his 8th start.
So the next two pitches after the strike will miss, making the count 2-1. That's Trey Compton steps up to the plate. He's got a .315 batting average, but more importantly, he's done a very good job at setting the table. And I giggle because when me and Zach call the games, we jokingly say that almost about 3 or 4 times a game. But yeah, he's been very good at the top of this order, setting up the lineup as he rips one down the left field line, might have extra bases. He's going to round first, and he will have a stand-up double to lead off this game for the Joes as Justin McConnell is going to step into the box with nobody on.
Yeah, I think if you had to think of pleasant surprises for Adam Grissom this year, Compton's probably been the biggest surprise. Not that he wasn't good at Elmhurst College, but he really was pegged as a utility guy, but he's taken hold of that leadoff spot.
Yeah, actually, I've heard from a slew of people that Trey Compton wasn't pegged as an everyday starter before the season started. He was just going to fill in where they needed to him, probably at the bottom of the order, whether it be in the infield or the outfield as the first pitch misses upstairs to Justin McConnell.
Maybe we should have known better. AJ, his brother, played here 2 years ago, kind of the same thing, and finished up playing a lot for the Joes. So,
yeah, well, he's been very good at the top of the order as this pitch will be fouled straight back, making the count 1-1.
Justin McConnell enjoyed his All-Star experience. I talked to him before the game, and he apparently ran a 6.7 or 6.8 60 and enjoyed playing with the big boys on Tuesday night.
Yeah, it was a really cool atmosphere out there at Prasco Park as over 5,000 filed in for the game. It was an absolutely, I'm sure, an incredible experience for not only the fans of the game, but most certainly the players, as Prasco Park is a grade A facility and it's ran by grade A people, as this 2-1 pitch will be fouled straight down the line, making the count 2-2.
McConnell's hitting .289 going into the second half, 33 hits and 114 at-bats with 10 doubles, 23 RBIs, and leads the league with 21 steals. So last year, our assistant coach, Ryan Ziels, was the league leader, and looks like McConnell may continue that tradition here for the Joes. Yeah, 21 in 22 attempts. He's been pretty much a sure thing out there on the base pass as the 2-2 is going to be fouled straight back, so we'll kick back and do it again. McConnell stepping in against Titan Bennett, who his best game of the year has been against the Joes as he's trying to find success once again. Here comes the 2-2 as this ball is going to be chopped down the third base line. And worth mentioning, they play the Richmond Jazz right as they were getting out of that rut that began the season. The Joes started out 2-0, then went on a 1-11 skid. And the Jazz was one of those games right after that skid that have kind of ushered them to where they're at right now as the 2-2 will miss outside, making the count at full. I think we're at pitch number 8 for this at-bat, so McConnell's done a good job of being a pest. But hopefully maybe he can move the ball the other way here and get Compton over. So
here comes the full count as this will be a ball. So pretty similar to how the top of the first started, as a base hit and a walk will bring up Griffin Dorshing, who had the first hit the other night at the All-Star game. A triple, wasn't able to come around and score, but he's been scorching hot as of late.
And again, he's not the triples guy on this team. He leads the league with 10 homers and has fourth in the league in RBIs with 34. So we'll take an extra base hit if we get it.
So the first pitch from Titan Bennett is in there for a called strike at the top of the zone. 0-1 the count. Dorshing stepping in against Bennett. As here comes the 0-1. The pitch will miss inside, and while the All-Star game was really close throughout the entirety of the ball game, we actually were told around the 5th inning that if the game would be a tie after 9 innings, they would go into a home run derby, which I think me and Zach Verdia were both secretly hoping for, that it would go into a tie so we could see Griffin Dorsing go and have a home run derby against the North Division.
Well, if you were watching this game, you would think that batter and pitcher could get into the post with basketball, because Dorsing's 6'4" and Bennett is 6'7", 245.
As this pitch will be fouled straight back. It's been a common theme to talk about Griffin Dorsing's size, as he is a figure that when he steps into the box, he's someone that you immediately notice. 6'4", 275 is his listed height and weight. Here comes the 2-2 from Bennett to Dorsing. This ball will be lined into left center field. That will be extra bases. Compton will come around and score. They're going to send McConnell. There might be a play at the plate. They're just going to flip it over to second base as Griffin Dorsing ties the game up with a double here in the first inning, making the score 2-2. Still nobody out, as none other than Chris Hamilton coming up to the plate.
Give Dorsing a lot of credit with 2-2 count. It looked like he shortened up his swing, didn't try to do too much, but the ball just takes off his bat. And
yes, it does.
He got it in the gap, and the ball got out there pretty deep, almost to the warning track by the time the center fielder brought the ball in.
So in the first 3 batters this inning, it's gone double, walk, double, as possibly the Joe's hottest hitter coming up to the plate, who shows bunt on the first pitch. It's going to be missing outside.
Yeah, Hamilton in the last 9 regular season games, 14 for 36 with 7 RBI. So that's raised his average to 362. As
he's going to chop this one over to second base. That'll move Dorsing over, as he will be out. That's the first out of the inning, as now with a runner on third base, Sean McGeehan comes up to the plate. And we haven't seen Sean McGeehan for quite some time. He's been out. He got hit in the elbow a few weeks back and has had an elbow contusion since then and has been unable to play, but it's nice to see him back in the lineup. I know the coaches were missing his bat, and we were missing his fielding ability out there, as the first pitch he sees runs inside.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to overestimate the defense, but the 305 average certainly is important too.
As this ball will be flown as a lazy fly ball into center field. Burlingame's going to come underneath it. That'll be the second out of the inning, and won't get in Griffin Dorsing, as Chandler Miller's going to come up to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on third base.
Next up, number 12, Michael Hall.
Oh, actually, it's not Chandler Miller. Chandler Miller, that was autopilot mode by myself, as typically in a lineup, Chandler Miller would be batting 6 hole, but he's been in a little bit of a slump, as Michael Hall will be batting 6 hole instead, as first pitch he sees will be flown over to right field. The sun gives no fit to the right fielder, as that will do it for us here in the first inning, as the game will stay tied at 2. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joe's Network.
Store has moved to a new location in Hamilton. 2870 Menards Boulevard in Fairfield Township is your new home for all your travel, insurance, and attraction ticket needs. AAA has great member deals on everything you need for a great vacation. Visit AAA today in Fairfield Township to join America's largest motor club organization, or online at AAA.com. In its 70th year of operation, All Wealth Federal Credit Union is proud to partner with Hamilton's hometown baseball team. All Wealth is Hamilton's only homegrown credit union, ready to assist with all of your financial needs. Their friendly staff are here to help the residents of Hamilton and Butler County live the American dream. Visit allwealth.org today and see how you can hit a financial home run with All Wealth. The Fitton Center for Creative Arts kicks off its 25th anniversary celebrations with its annual season launch party on Friday, August 17th from 5 to 11 p.m. The season launch is a free community event with all parts of the Fitton Center open to the public, including galleries, classrooms, studios, as well as performance and event spaces. Enjoy light appetizers and a cash bar, while the 10-piece River City Party Band will perform on the Riverview Terrace. For more information, visit fittoncenter.org or like the Fitton Center on Facebook. Proud Hamilton Joes sponsor Miller Coors wants to remind you, whether you're watching the Joes at Foundation Field or catching the game on YouTube, to never compromise on taste. Reach for a Miller Lite, the light beer that's always brewed for more taste with only 96 calories and brewed right here in Ohio. Miller Lite, hold true. At Smooth.
We are back here at Foundation Field as Cooper Denny is going to step up to the plate against Grant Williams, as both teams were able to strike for 2 runs there in the first inning. As the first pitch to Denny, it's going to be on the outside part of the plate and swung and missed, making the count 0-1. Here comes the 0-1, as that pitch will be a breaking pitch at the top of the zone, running the count 2-1s.
Williams is a quick worker. I think that's a good thing when you're playing in a summer league like this.
As Denny's going to fly this one out into right field for Tyler Thaman. That'll be an F9. And Thaman, we've been talking about hitting woes as of late, and I think out of anyone on this Joes team, I think Thaman will benefit most from the All-Star break. I saw that he's been a fantastic defender all year, and he's been clutch in certain points for the lineup, but still in the league, I saw out of qualified batters, he's at the bottom of the list in terms of batting average, but he's a hometown guy, and everyone likes to see him do well, and I'm sure this break will only benefit for him.
Well, and he's a quality athlete and has had lots of success here at Miami University Hamilton. So this isn't he's not chopped liver. I just think maybe just need a little bit of break here.
Everyone goes through slumps, and the worrisome part about a summer season is it is short. I mean, you play a lot of games, but it's 2 months long. It's not a full MLB season, and when you don't have the ability to, I don't know, have all the time to try and figure it out, you start to panic, as this pitch will be flown out to Jared Wolf. Will pop one out to the right fielder Tyler Thaman for the second out of the inning. So it does get in a hitter's head sometimes, as Thaman, you're right, he's definitely a superior athlete. He's done very well for Miami Hamilton. If he didn't, he wouldn't be on the Joes roster right now, but he is, and he's been a starter every day, as we are looking for him to turn around the corner, as the first pitch to Tommy Bell will be check swung at, and they're going to say he went, making the count 0-1.
Yeah, and so far Williams' curveball has had a lot of action to it. Most have been for strikes, although that one there was in the dirt. But if he keeps throwing the curve around the strike zone, he's going to do well tonight.
As this pitch will miss on the inside, bringing the count to 1-1.
Williams was injured for part of the season, had a little shoulder problem, but they've worked him back in the rotation a little bit, and he's had, along with the complete game before that, a week earlier, he threw 2 2/3 in relief and threw real well there too. So,
as this ball will be lined down the left field line, but that will be hit hard. But just another strike, bring the count to 2-2.
Bell enters today's game with a .323 average, 20 for 62 with 5 steals. So, as you mentioned earlier, he's a threat on the bases, and he's been a good leadoff hitter for the Jazz in his time frame here.
So this ball will be in the turf, bringing the count to full. And I'll tell you what, you couldn't ask for a better day to play baseball. Low 80s as the sun is setting here. Not humid at all, as this pitch will miss. So the 2-out walk will put a base runner on first base. And Jacob Burlingame, one of the better hitters on this Jazz team, coming up to the plate.
Yeah, Burlingame is also a quality hitter. He's hitting .311 going into tonight's game, 32 hits and 103 at-bats. So they set the table well for their big bats, and Williams is going to have to do a better job of getting these top two in the order if he wants to have success all game through.
So Williams with 2 outs, and Bell on first base. We'll check on over on the base runner. Nothing has it over there. So the count is 0-0. And you're right, the name of the game is scoring runs, and how you do that is getting people on base and then knocking them in as they get a runner on base with 2 outs, as Williams is going to check on over that runner again. Oh, the count here with 2 gone in the top of the second innings. Williams trying to hang a 0 for the Hamilton Joes in their first game back from the All-Star break. Here comes the pitch. That pitch misses on the outside part of the plate as Michael Hall tried to bring that one back but was unsuccessful.
And a lot of times you'll watch a game and wonder why a pitcher doesn't get certain calls. In this case, the umpire is in on the inside half of the left-handed hitter. So although Grant has thrown a couple good pitches on the outside half, they've been called away. Maybe if he was sitting on the outside half, he might have a little different look. That's not to say it was a ball or a strike, but just a lot of times seeing where the ump is it makes a big difference.
Yeah, umps are taught as here comes the 2-0 pitch. Michael Hall will throw this one out to second base. It will be late, so a runner on second base with 2 outs. Yeah, umpires are taught as the count will be 3-0 to line up on that in between the catcher and the hitter, as it's more about safety than anything. You still get a good look, and pitchers that throw a little softer like Grant Williams and guys that typically try to stay away sometimes don't get the calls, as depending on the umpire, some will try and compensate and give even more of the zone, but some will just stay right on that line, making the count 3-1. As this pitch will miss outside, that will be another 2-out walk. So after getting the first 2 outs of the game, we're going to put runners on first and second with the 3-hole. Jared Ken got up at the plate. And this I've talked about this several times. I was a former catcher in college, as after you get those first 2 outs, it seems like pitchers sometimes lose focus out there. They think their head's already in the dugout, as sometimes you just got to bring them on home and focus them up, as Michael Hall is going to go out there and talk to his pitcher currently and figure out a game plan of how to attack Jared King got the 3-hole today.
Yeah, well, as a former college pitcher, as I looked at the last 2 batters, they're both smallish, and especially in summer league when you have wood bats, you wonder why pitchers don't go inside a little bit more and challenge those hitters. And Grant has been on the outside half with both of those guys a lot, maybe giving them a little more credit than they deserve.
As this pitch will miss in the turf. As, I mentioned guys that throw slower tend to sit on that outside part of the plate, and it really doesn't matter. I mean, velocity certainly helps throwing on the inside part of the plate, but you can still be successful on the inside part of the plate. It's all about location. As Grant Williams, you're right, he might be giving these hitters too much credit as he lays that one over the heart of the plate. It'll be a single into left field. They're going to try and cut the ball off, but they're going to have no play at the plate. So after getting the 8 and 9 guy out, a walk, and a single will bring in a run, bringing this game to 3-2. As now the Jazz will have the lead. So runners on first and second after the single from Jared King got. None other than Stephen Bennett will come up to the plate.
Yeah, and Bennett is likely the best power source in this order right now. And so you want to be a little more careful to him, but if you, the problem is you can't be so careful that you walk the 3rd guy in the inning.
As both runners will take off, this ball will be in the turf as they will steal it with ease. So Runners on second and third, 2 outs as Grant Williams is in even more trouble facing the cleanup hitter and Stephen Bennett. As the Richmond Jazz are threatening here in the top of the second inning. 1-1 the count. Here comes the pitch. As this pitch will be called a strike and possibly putting Grant Williams back into the windup as he is with a runner on third base. Will comfort a pitcher out there. You were a former collegiate pitcher. I mean, what's the difference between throwing from the stretch and throwing from the windup?
I think it's a matter of a comfort thing. If I think some pitchers feel like they get a couple extra miles on their fastball, and so that may make a difference here. I'm always curious when you've been in the stretch for 4 or 5 batters in a row why you'd want to switch the mojo, but he's just thrown a really good fastball the last one.
As the 2-2 will be swung on and missed. So that will do for here in the top of the second inning as the Richmond Jazz strike for 1. Here as we're going to head to the bottom of the second inning. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joe's Network.
Smoothie King, we believe the best ingredients come from nature. That's why we keep adding more whole fruits and vegetables to our smoothies to help you get more out of every sip. At Smoothie King, we've added real whole raspberries bursting with fresh, crisp flavor, just in time for summer. Try an angel food raspberry or Greek yogurt raspberry smoothie for a limited time only. Enjoy whole raspberries at any of the 8 Cincinnati area Smoothie King locations. Smoothie King, smoothies with a purpose. Proud partner of the Hamilton Joes.
Fort Hamilton Hospital is a full-service community hospital who continues to lead the way to better health in the Butler County area, serving patients from Fairfield, Oxford, Cincinnati, and Middletown. Fort Hamilton Hospital combines modern technology, highly skilled physicians with a friendly, caring staff. Their offerings include maternity, emergency, the most advanced wound healing in Butler County, and a range of outpatient services. For care you can count on, visit Fort Hamilton Hospital, located at 630 Eaton Avenue in Hamilton. The Hamilton Joes are proud to partner with Planet Fitness, home of the Judgment Free Zone. You can experience the Judgment Free Zone by joining for only $10 a month. You can join in any of the 13 Cincinnati area Planet Fitness locations or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, the world judges, we don't. Bridgewater Falls is proud to continue its sponsorship of the Hamilton Joes. Bridgewater Falls offers guests a unique shopping experience with more than 30 shopping destinations, including Target, JCPenney, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods.
We are here in the bottom of the second as now Addison Coffey will come up to the plate. He'll take the first pitch for a ball as the Joes give up 2 in the first, 1 in the second as they're going to have to try and get that run back. As Addison Coffey will flare one into right center field. That'll be good for a single. So Coffey's going to try and make his way to second base, and he'll get there. The outfield was sluggish on bringing the ball in.
Nice aggressive play by Coffey.
Yeah, it was a beautiful job by Coffey and stealing extra 90 feet as that's what you look at some of the players in the MLB, what really separates good hitters from these athletic guys that can, everyone talks about speed as stealing bases. Well, it's not so much as the stolen base stat. You're stealing bases in plays like that. You're getting an extra 90 feet when you're expecting just a single as slower guys like a Michael Hall, a Griffin Dorsing just take first base. Addison Coffey, Justin McConnell are going to steal that extra 90 feet, and that's why people look to here as now Chandler Miller comes up to the plate with a runner on second base as he takes the first one for a strike and will swing at the second one.
This is one of those situations where Miller's really got to be thinking about hitting the ball the other way. A ground ball to second, even if it's not a hit, moves that runner, a fast runner, over to third base here.
So 0-2 the count as he's going to foul this one straight back. And you mentioned before the game that Chandler Miller has been struggling as of late up at the plate, one of those guys that would probably benefit from the break. As earlier in the season, he was a mainstay in the top of the lineup, hitting right behind Trey Compton.
Yeah, he was 6 for his last 39 heading into the All-Star break. His average is down to 235, so hopefully he got a little bit of extra sleep, and that'll help his game the rest of the way.
Here comes the 0-2 as this ball will miss in the turf. Bring the count to 1-2.
Yeah, and as good as Bennett was the last time he faced the Joes, the fact is, in 32 and 2/3 innings, he's walked 18. So he will give away a few bases on balls if we let him.
As this pitch will be flown into center field, it's going to take the center fielder Burlingame all the way back. Coffey will tag up and will have third base with ease as Burlingame did a good job at bringing back, and that's a good job as Chandler Miller has, after falling behind 0-2 and moving the base runner. That's a productive out. You're mentioning hitting it back way, but when you hit the ball 380 feet, that's going to move up a runner regardless.
Right, now it's up to Tyler Thaman, who has struck out quite a bit this year, to really hone in on just trying to put the bat on the ball. And if he hits a ground ball to second or short, he automatically gets an RBI, but he may drive the ball a little bit.
As this pitch will be out there for a called strike, and that's a good job by Titan Bennett. Bennett, not a big strikeout guy, but will put you down on strikes, and Thaman has been struggling and putting the ball in play at certain times in the season. But we'll see what he can do in his first at-bat back from the break. As he'll take the 0-1 in there for inside part of the plate, making it 1-1. Here comes the pitch from Bennett. He kicks and deals, and Tyler Thaman will have a single in the left center field. He might have two if he decides to swipe it, but he's going to stay right there at first as the errant throw from Burlingame comes in, but it will be all for naught as this game will be tied up at 3s with one out and a runner on first base.
Yeah, great job by Thaman of just driving the ball, not trying to do too much with it. And again, with his power, sometimes he'll hit the ball out by accident. And he's hit it out a couple times this summer here, and he's right now the current home run leader at Miami Hamilton going into his final year.
As here comes the first pitch to Trey Compton. It's going to be a lazy pop-up right in the middle of the field. Second baseman retreated back as he didn't need to all the way, as he will catch that for the second out of the inning. So not a good out from Compton, as now Justin McConnell, the all-star, is going to come up to the plate trying to keep this second inning going. As so far in this game, the Joes and the Jazz have mirrored each other eerily similar. As 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the second. Here comes the first pitch to McConnell in there for a called strike. Says the home plate umpire, David Blachette. Oh, 1 the count. As now Thaman will be running. The throw out there to second base will be slow, as the ball is going to be callable, bringing the count to 1-1. 2 outs, runner on second base. It's a good job by Tyler Thaman at creating an extra 90 feet as he'll put himself in scoring position with the 2-3-4 up. This pitch will be grounded over to the third baseman. He'll scoop it up, throw it over to first base, and that will be the third out of the inning. So after 2 innings here at Foundation Field, we're headed to the top of the third inning. This game is all knotted up at 3s as Grant Williams going to look to hang a 0 for the Hamilton Joes. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.
Bridgewater Falls also has a wide variety of delicious dining destinations. From burgers to pizza to sushi, experience all of the flavors Bridgewater Falls has to offer. Bridgewater Falls is located just off of Ohio 129 at the corner of Princeton Road and Bypass 4. Come experience great shopping, dining, and services in the heart of Fairfield Township at Bridgewater Falls.
Pfefferly Tire and Auto Service has 3 convenient locations, servicing Hamilton, Fairfield, and all of Butler County. Pfefferly Tire and Auto Service is family-owned and operated, and have been in business since 1994. Whether it's a quick oil change you need, or full-service auto repair, Pfefferly Tire and Auto is the place to go. They have 2 locations in downtown Fairfield and 1 on the west side of Hamilton. For more information, visit them at one of their 3 locations or visit pftire.com. At TriHealth Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, they know that in Cincinnati, sports isn't just a way of life, it is life. That's why the Hamilton Joes trust TriHealth to train and care for their players. TriHealth aims to ensure you don't miss out on a single moment. They provide care Cincinnatians need to keep doing what they love. So get out there and keep cheering, keep playing, keep following your passion with Tri-Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Camera Security Now sells and installs surveillance and access control systems for businesses nationwide. Their turnkey systems provide an excellent management control.
We are back here at Foundation Field on the banks of the beautiful Great Miami River as Bill Kroll will step up to the plate. He's today's beer batter as he was the first strikeout of the game as he struck out there in the first inning, representing the second out as the first pitch he sees will be taken for a ball. 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 as this pitch will be popped and headed over the grandstand here at Foundation Field, knotting the count up at 1-1.
This is probably one of those innings where a pitching coach would want to tell Williams to pitch to contact. Let's see if he can get a 10-pitch inning or 11-pitch inning.
As the 1-1 will miss. The 2 runs in the first inning, a long inning. Last inning wasn't the shortest. If you want a long start from your starting pitcher, as the 2-1's going to be in there for a called strike breaking pitch, you certainly want a nice 1-2-3, not throwing a lot of pitches. But you can't always get what you wish for, as though I'm sure they don't want to exhaust it. The Joes do have a fresh bullpen coming hot off the break as the 2-2 misses upstairs.
Sure, but at 51 pitches with no outs in the third, you're hoping that you don't have to use the bullpen for 6 innings, maybe only 4.
As this pitch will be grounded over towards the third base dugout. So we'll do it again at full.
And again, we know Williams can go the distance. He threw a 91-pitch complete game last time, but he, again, at 50 pitches in the third, that doesn't bode well for him going very long tonight.
As this pitch will be a check swing and a strikeout, as Michael Hall will get the out there. We'll tag him out. So the beer batter strikes out once again, as I'm sure my broadcasting partner, Zach, who's not here today, he's actually calling PA, is happy, as he always appreciates the beer batter.
And he's become double favored because there's 2 Ks in a row.
Yep. As this first pitch will miss downstairs, making the count 1-1. Or 1-0, I apologize, as Jackson Blevins will foul this one. Now it's 1-1. I was foretelling a prophecy.
Blevins struck out the last time up, but one of Williams' curveballs got away and ended up near the Joe's dugout, so he reached base.
Yep, that was how the second run scored there in the top of the first inning, as this 1-1 will be a breaking pitch in there for a called strike, bringing the count to 1-2. Here comes the 1-2. This pitch will be another breaking pitch that misses up and away. As Grant Williams struck out the first batter, he's going for strikeout number 2 here in the inning. As Jackson Blevins will line one hard down the right field line, but it will go foul. So we'll do it again here at 2-2.
Well, now he's struggled with the curveball. He's way ahead of a fastball. If Grant Williams had a changeup, this would be the time to throw it. Sometimes with college pitchers, they stay with their best pitch, but sometimes you don't always have to use that best pitch to get an out as long as you throw it in the right spot.
As they're going to go with a breaking pitch once again. And a good changeup is, you were a pitcher, I was a catcher, so we know a good changeup might be one of the most lethal pitches in an arsenal, especially if you're throwing good fastballs the entire game, as this ball is going to be flared out into center field for a base knock.
Well, and this was one of those examples where if you throw a college hitter 5 curveballs in an at-bat, eventually that hitter is going to get on top of it, and again, that's one of those things with the Joes pitchers this summer, and all the pitchers, I think, in college, is working on that third pitch occasionally to get that in your rotation for those times when you don't want to throw 5 breaking pitches in an at-bat.
Yeah, and another thing about breaking pitches, as the first pitch is a fastball missing downstairs, is it's taxing on the arm. You're mentioning that they don't want to go They want their pitcher to go deep into a ball game. Well, when you're throwing as many breaking pitches Grant Williams has been doing, it exerts a lot of energy and has a big toll on an arm. And all those pitches, fastballs, curveballs, everything starts showing a little bit less effectiveness later in the ball game, as this will be the second out of the inning on the pop-up to Tyler Thaman. So Maynard goes down as Cooper Denny's coming up to the plate with a runner on first base and 2 outs.
Yeah, now the next 2 hitters in the Jazz lineup are left-handed, but smallish guys that aren't going to drive the ball. This is where you try to go overpower a hitter with a fastball in a little bit.
As this first pitch will miss outside, and as this Jazz, you mentioned it a few times now, the Jazz lineup is not extremely large. It's normally more athletically sized guys, not these bigger power horses like you'll see a Griffin Dorshing or some bigger guys in the lineup, as they certainly don't look the part of power threats, but the Jazz have had success, moderate success hitting this year. As 1-1 is the count here with 2 outs. As this pitch will be swung on and missed. Yeah, last time we saw the Richmond Jazz, I called that game over there in Richmond at Don McBride Stadium, and as that field was an old minor league stadium way back pre-World War II, as I think they were called the Richmond Red Robins. Harmon Killebrew played on that team, played there a few decades later, right before he went up to the Twins. And there's an old rumor that says that he hit a ball about 470 feet out of dead center, which is where the old fence was. You can still see it, and it's still labeled, but they don't play from that distance. As that will be the 3rd out of the inning, as Cooper Denny will pop out to in the top of the 3rd inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 3rd. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joe's Network.
If I'd had 2 more seconds, I would have said.
G Body Shop is your one-stop shop for car repair. Woman-owned and family-operated collision repair center. They can be reached at 513-851-9056 or can be found online at mgbody.com. A proud sponsor of the Hamilton Joes. Pate Appliance Services have given you 61 years of phenomenal service for any appliance that you need, with flexible scheduling, automated reminders, state-of-the-art service, and an A-plus customer satisfaction rating from the Better Business Bureau. Pate Appliance Services is there for you. They can be reached at 513-863-4700 or found online at pateappliance.com. Richard's Pizza is one of Hamilton, Ohio's most favorite spots, bringing you Richard's famous steak sandwiches since 1955 and a proud supporter of your hometown Hamilton Joe's. Whether it's pizzas, salads, pastas, or a little bit of fudge for dessert, Richard's Pizza has it all for you and your family.
We're here at Foundation Field as Autopilot worked once again, as Griffin Dorsey will come up to the plate and he'll swing at the first pitch he sees, making the count 0-1. 0-1. Score is not up at 3-3 as this pitch is flared into center field, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So now Chris Hamilton will come up to the plate. Hamilton grounded over to second base there in the first inning. Moved Dorshing over there with 1 out, and moved Dorshing over to third base with 1 out in the first, but the Joes were unable to bring that run in. So he'll come up to the plate with nobody on. He'll foul that one off his ankle, and hopefully that's not too bad, as he is wincing in pain down there on the field.
Reid, we were talking a little bit in between innings about the fact that you played Division III baseball and I played Division III baseball, and I think one of the great things about this particular league is you'll find pretty good Division III players getting a chance to play against Division I kids, and
it's
getting
awesome.
a chance to show themselves a little bit, and that's what I appreciate most about this league. And you'll find some Division III kids that that could have played for Division I rosters, but for whatever reason, maybe they wanted to stay closer to home, or they had good grades and got good financial aid packages. They were able to stay at home or play at a D3, but now they get to come here in the summer and kind of compare themselves to some of the big boys.
Yeah, as Chris Hamilton's going to come up, and you touched on a lot of points about Division III baseball, and this is like a topic as we both played Division III. As you feel, at least I felt like whenever I would tell someone that, I felt like I was always having to defend it to people, like, oh, you play D3 and stuff like that, and in certain circles, D3 is kind of looked down upon, but these guys there's some guys that can play just as much as the rest of them. You look in the long history of MLB, there's plenty of D3 guys that have made it into the MLB. There's plenty of talent that comes there, and there's a bunch of, it's frustrating because some people look down to it. I remember being in high school and a bunch of players that were very good players, much better than I was, they were getting looks from certain schools, but they felt like it was almost beneath them to go to D3, so they ended up just not playing at all because they didn't get any D1 looks, and it's frustrating because you see a lot of talent wasted just because they are scared of, or at least look down upon D3, as this ball is lined out into center field for the second out. But the talent is just as good. Trey Compton's a D3 guy at the top of the Joe's lineup. He's done very, very well, and you're right. This league is awesome because you'll see guys like Patrick Smith for the Richmond Jazz, who's not playing tonight. He's a Purdue Boilermaker, a Big Ten guy, and he is dominant. But then you also see these D3 guys. There was a couple of D3 guys in the All-Star game that are just showing that they're ball players too. It's all the same game. As this ball is smoked down the left field line, it's going back, and that will not come back. As Sean McGeehan in his first game back will give the Joes a lead here in the bottom of the third inning, making the score 4-3. And that was a beautiful job by Sean McGeehan.
And McGeehan is going to a Division I school.
Yeah, St.
However,
John's.
he played at a very good community college in New Jersey before coming here, and he hit over 300. And again, he proved himself and got a chance to play D1. And clearly, that hit there shows you that he's got a little extra power, and he runs well and throws well too. So the Joes are lucky to have him.
As here comes the first pitch to Michael Hall. That'll miss up and in, making the count 1-0. Yeah, it's nice to have McGeehan back in the lineup, both for defensive and offensive duties. As the count will go to 2-0. As this pitch will miss outside, making the count 3-0. As Michael Hall's trying to get on base after the home run by Sean McGeehan. Here comes the pitch from Bennett, being there for a called strike. Michael Hall was taken all the way.
And again, even the Joes catching. Hall plays for Montevallo College, and
D2 school.
Holman plays for Northern Kentucky, a D1 school.
Yep. As this pitch will be grounded over to second base, and that will do it here as they'll flip it over to first. Michael Hall will ground out to second base for the third out of the inning. We're headed to the top of the fourth. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.
Joes play ball on the banks of the Miami River, but the Great Miami Crew Rowing Squad is happy to sponsor the Hamilton Joes during the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League baseball season. Hamilton Joes Baseball is brought to you by Triangle Sign Company, a sign of quality since 1921. If your current signage isn't giving you the visibility to attract interest and assist in getting people in your door, then it's time for a custom sign solution from Triangle Sign Company. Whether you're a big or small business, school, or organization, they will design and build a sign that is just right for you. Offering their support for the Hamilton Joes, we thank Triangle Sign Company for their continued support.
Your AAA store has moved to a new location in Hamilton. 2870 Menards Boulevard in Fairfield Township is your new home for all your travel, insurance, and attraction ticket needs. AAA has great member deals on everything you need for a great vacation. Visit AAA today in Fairfield Township to join America's largest motor club organization or online at AAA.com. Proud to partner with Hamilton's hometown baseball team. All Wealth is Hamilton's only homegrown credit union, ready to assist with all of your financial needs. Their friendly staff are here to help the residents of Hamilton and Butler County live the American dream. Visit allwealth.org today and see how you can hit a financial home run with All Wealth. The Fitton Center for Creative Arts kicks off its 25th anniversary celebrations with its annual season launch party on Friday, August 17th from 5 to 11 p.m.
We are back here at Foundation Field here on east side of Hamilton, right down the road from St. Joseph's Consolidated Church, as we are geared up for the top of the fourth inning. Grant Williams out there for the fourth frame of work. He's thrown a lot of pitches. How many pitches has he thrown, Craig?
He's at 63 for 3 innings. That's a lot. That's a bunch.
Yes, just what the doctor ordered. He gets the first pitch to Jared Wolf. Grounds on over to Chris Hamilton, as that'll be the first out of the inning.
That's a great start for him.
Yeah, so Tommy Bell's going to come up to the plate. Bell's been able to get on twice and score twice. He's 1 for 1. He's walked and had a single. He's 2 of the Jazz 3 runs. He's been fantastic at the top of the order.
They've got Coffee up a little bit and ready for another bunt this time.
As this first pitch will be a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count. As the Joes were able to get another run on the board and give the Joes the lead, as Grant Williams will love that off the Sean McGeehan home run. Sean McGeehan's first game back and sends one over the Queen City Hospice sign. As here comes the 2-1 from Grant Williams. That pitch will be swung on late by Tommy Bell. Fanned at it all for nothing, making this count 2-2. 2-2 count, 1 out. Score is 4-3. Here comes the pitch. This pitch will be chopped foul towards the Joes dugout or the third base line.
Usually you'll find big hitters with the big waggle of the bat, but Bell's got an interesting little waggle that he has as a timing mechanism.
Yeah, he's taped up his wrist as this ball is going to be flared into center field. That'll be the second out of the inning as Sean McGeehan will rein that one in. Yeah, I wonder if he's dealing with some wrist injuries because he's got tape on his hand all the way down to about halfway to his elbow. As now coming up to the plate will be Jacob Burlingame. Good job by Williams getting Tommy Bell out for just the first time this game, as he's been unable to get out Jacob Burlingame. Burlingame hasn't even put the ball in play. But this ball will be in the dirt. And he's 0 for 0.
This is a great time for Williams to just work inside, throw the hard stuff, make this guy beat you, and maybe you pitch to contact and get a quick out here.
So 1-0 the count. We actually saw him have a quick second inning as this ball will be flown into left center field as Trey Compton will come in and make the play in the sun as he comes out of the shadows to make that third out. But we're going to head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Quick inning there for Grant Williams. Just what the doctor ordered. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.
And event spaces. Enjoy light appetizers and a cash bar, while the 10-piece River City Party Band will perform on the Riverview Terrace. For more information, visit fittoncenter.org or like the Fitton Center on Facebook. Proud Hamilton Joes sponsor Miller Coors wants to remind you, whether you're watching the Joes at Foundation Field or catching the game on YouTube, to never compromise on taste. Reach for a Miller Lite, the light beer that's always brewed for more taste with only 96 calories and brewed right here in Ohio. Miller Lite, hold true. At Smoothie King, we believe the best ingredients come from nature. That's why we keep adding more whole fruits and vegetables to our smoothies to help you get more out of every sip. At Smoothie King, we've added real whole raspberries bursting with fresh, crisp flavor just in time for summer. Try an angel food raspberry or Greek yogurt raspberry smoothie for a limited time only. Enjoy whole raspberries at any of the 8 Cincinnati area Smoothie King locations. Smoothie King, smoothies with a purpose. Proud partner of the Hamilton Joes.
Fort Hamilton Hospital is a full-service community hospital who continues to lead the way to better health in the Butler County area, serving patients from Fairfield, Oxford, Cincinnati, and Middletown. Fort Hamilton Hospital combines modern technology, highly skilled physicians with a friendly, caring staff. Their offerings are located at 630 Eaton Avenue in Hamilton.
And we are back here at Foundation Field as Addison Coffey's leading off for the second time this game. He takes the first pitch for a ball, but will pop the second pitch, but it will go out of play, foul, as he's got a 1-1 count here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Joes have been able to score in every inning so far. Coffey scored there in the 2nd inning. He led the game off with led the 2nd inning off with a double. He flared one right over the second baseman's head and hustled his way all the way an extra 90 feet as he's going to have another base hit, leading off once again. Runner on first base, and now Chandler Miller comes up. And Chandler Miller, you mentioned struggling at the plate, and he's all season long has been looked to as a guy to lay down a sacrifice bunt. And though the Joes are steamrolling offensively, I'd imagine that Adam Grissom's going to put the bunt on with Adam Grissom at the plate.
Yeah, they may try to lay one down. Maybe they'll give a pitch to Coffey to see if he can run.
Yeah, they might even give a swing to Chandler Miller as the first pitch is in there for misses inside for a ball, making the count 1-0.
The way the infield is defense, second baseman's way over by second. If Miller's a guy that'll go the other way, he could hit and run a little bit.
So here comes the 1-0 as Michael Hall will swing at the 1-0, and he'll race one right down the right field line. That'll be extra bases. We'll see if Grissom's going to send Addison Coffey, and he will do just that. No play at the plate, as that would be another run. So I was completely wrong in my assessment of the situation, as with a 1-run lead and the Joes striking often and early here, they're going to let Chandler Miller swing, and it pays off as he has a double here to bring in Addison Coffey, making the score 5-3.
But Miller did a great job of keeping his hands inside and trying to hit the ball the other way, and it paid dividends. They got the ball down the line for a double.
So now Tyler Thaman up at the plate. Thaman had a single. He's the one who scored Addison Coffey. As he'll take the first pitch for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. He'll miss inside.
Again, this would be another time where Thaman really, if he could keep his hands in and go the other way, he's got a good chance of getting a hit. He's got a lot of room to work with over there by second.
So 1-1 the count as Tyler Thaman has a single. We'll see if they send Chandler Miller. Going to hold him up at third. Miller hustling. So there'll be runners on the corners as the Joes are having a completely different experience against Titan Bennett this game than we saw in Richmond at Don McBride Stadium, as now there's runners on first and third, nobody out, and the Jazz do have someone getting loose down there on the right field bullpen.
This will be interesting to see what Grissom does. We've seen him use a squeeze bunt this year. We know that he likes to let his kids run. They get a lot of stolen bases. Not sure if Compton is a hit-and-run guy, if he does that a lot in his during the spring with Elmhurst College near Chicago. But with nobody out, you've got a lot of options, and you got pretty good speed on both on third and on first.
So Compton coming up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Had a double in his first at-bat. He came around and scored. Popped out in the infield. So we'll see what he does in this at-bat as he lines another one down the left field line. That'll be extra bases once more. See if Tyler Thaman will come around and bring 2 in as they're going to send him. There won't be a play at the plate, so a 2 RBI double there for Trey Compton as the Joes are steamrolling here, as the lead will go to 7-3 as Compton brings in 2 for his second extra base hit of the game.
10 pitches this inning and 4 hits. It's a pretty good ratio.
Yes, it is. As now Justin McConnell will come up to the plate. Everyone in the lineup has a base hit except for McConnell and Chris Hamilton. I guess Michael Hall can be in that boat too. So out of the 8 hits, there's 6 different batters with base knocks.
And the good news is you've got 4 or 5 of those hits coming from the bottom 3 in the order, which is wonderful for the Joes. They've had real good production from the top, and sometimes it's been a little more spotty on the bottom, but so far so good tonight.
When your bottom of the order is coming through, it's easy to win ball games, that's for sure. As Titan Bennett's going to stay on out there, even though the score is at 7-3. McConnell takes the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count. So 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the second, 1 run in the third, 3 in the bottom of the fourth, and they're still rolling as nobody is out. 2-0 the count as you'll take that one for a ball. McConnell didn't start in the All-Star game on Tuesday, but did come in to replace Weisenziel from the Southern Ohio Copperheads. As he'll take that one for ball 3. These Joes are vying for a spot in the playoffs. Top 3 teams from each division make it. They're currently at the 4th spot, right behind the Galleon Graders. As a win against the Richmond Jazz will help their case. 3-1 the count. As McConnell will take that for a ball. Ball 4. First and second. Still nobody out, and big Griffin Dorsing looming into the plate.
Maybe time. A new pitcher.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a southpaw coming into the game as the Jazz manager is going to go out there and take Titan Bennett off of duty. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll have a new arm to tell you about when we come back. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.
Proud to partner with Planet Fitness, home of the Judgment Free Zone. You can experience the Judgment Free Zone by joining for only $10 a month. You can join in any of the 13 Cincinnati area Planet Fitness locations or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, the world judges, we don't. Bridgewater Falls is proud to continue its sponsorship of the Hamilton Joes. Bridgewater Falls offers guests a unique shopping experience with more than 30 shopping destinations, including Target, JCPenney, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, and many more. Bridgewater Falls also has a wide variety of delicious dining destinations. From burgers to pizza to sushi, experience all of the flavors Bridgewater Falls has to offer. Bridgewater Falls is located just off of Ohio 129 at the corner of Princeton Road and Bypass 4. Come experience great shopping, dining, and services in the heart of Fairfield Township at Bridgewater Falls.
Pfefferly Tire and Auto Service has 3 convenient locations, servicing Hamilton, Fairfield, and all of Butler County. Pfefferly Tire and Auto Service is family owned and operated and have been in business since 1994. Whether it's a quick oil change you need or full service auto repair, Pfefferly Tire and Auto is the place to go. They have 2 locations in downtown Fairfield and 1 on the west side of Hamilton. For more information, visit them at one of their 3 locations or visit pftire.com. At TriHealth Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, they know that in Cincinnati, sports isn't just a way of life, it is life. That's why the Hamilton Joes trust TriHealth to train and care for their players. TriHealth aims to ensure you don't miss out on a single moment. They provide care Cincinnatians need to keep doing what they love. So get out there and keep cheering, keep playing, keep following your passion with TriHealth Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Camera Security Now sells and installs surveillance and access control systems for businesses nationwide. Their turnkey systems provide an excellent management control tool, going far beyond the obvious benefits of safety and security. Camera Security Now can handle your largest surveillance projects while still providing easy-to-reach personal service. With their upfront pricing, itemized quotes, and live remote access with no monthly fees, you can rest assured your surveillance needs are in capable hands with Camera Security.
So Mason Fisher will step onto the mound for the Richmond Jazz as Griffin Dorsing will step up to the plate. Mason Fisher going to Indiana Wesleyan University next year. He's going to be a freshman, 6'4", 195 pounds, left southpaw, as he's a hometown boy. As he'll miss the first pitch up and in. He's from Richmond, Indiana, as the 1-0 will be in there for a called strike. Richmond right across the border in Indiana. If you actually take Main Street in Hamilton here, that also goes by the name after you get out of town as Hamilton-Richmond Road. You can just ride all the way that to Don McBride Stadium. As actually when I went to the game, as the 1-1 misses, making the count 2-1. Yeah, when I went there, I actually turned twice. I turned from my house onto Main Street and just drove, and then I turned into Don McBride Stadium. It's the most painless drive I've ever had. As here comes the 2-1. As this ball is going to be squibbed on over to the first baseman. Griffin Dorsey is going to have an infield single. Never would have thought that conglomeration of words would be said, but he does it right here as he will load the bases for Chris Hamilton in a 7-3 ball game.
I think that's one of the things about Dorshing that may intrigue scouts down the road is the fact he runs pretty well. He's
for his size, yes, you're right.
Nimble of foot, and with a good weight program and even concentrating on a running program, he can make a lot of improvements to even get faster, which really bodes well for him if he wants to play Major League Baseball.
The idea that you mentioned a weight program, the idea that Griffin Dorsing could get stronger is actually very scary as the first pitch misses to Chris Hamilton, making the count 1-0. It's a Thursday night here at Foundation Field as the 1-0 misses outside, making the count 2-0. Is the count. Bases juiced. Score 7-3 as this pitch will be in there for a called strike. 2-1 our count.
That was a good pitcher's pitch for the big lefty. Hamilton is one of these lefties that really does a good job of hanging in against lefties, and so you've really got to attack a guy like him inside so that you give yourself a chance to get a breaking ball away and cause him some trouble.
2-1 the count. We'll see what Chris Hamilton can do as he will pop this one up in foul territory. Third baseman's got to play on it as Chris Hamilton has, though he was very hot going into the All-Star game, including the All-Star game and that at-bat right there, he's had a lot of infield pop-ups, which I can tell you as a former hitter, as strikeouts are very frustrating, but perhaps nothing is more frustrating than infield pop-ups because normally they're just pitches that are right in the zone. You're hardly ever fooled. It's always by your own demise as this pitch will miss on the inside part of the plate. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, Hamilton hasn't done that very often this year.
No, he hasn't, but he's done it 3 times in his last 4 at-bats, including the All-Star game. I remember watching a Reds game a few years ago. They were talking about Joey Votto, who Joey Votto's a generational hitter, no doubt about it. He, in his career, by the time this stat came out, he in his career, which was 2 or 3 years ago, so he spent probably near a decade in the league, he only popped up 5 times in his big league career in the infield. And think about that. A guy coming up to the plate 600 times a season, only popping out 5 times his entire career in the infield is absolutely incredible as this ball is tanked. Absolutely tanked, but foul as it went into the big old tree that looms large right outside Foundation Field. It went over it. As if you would have straightened that one out, there would be 4 more runs on the board, but instead we got a 2-2 count. Here comes the 2-2 as this pitch misses inside. As Mason Fisher has made it abundantly clear he is not scared whatsoever to challenge the inside part of the plate. Full count here. 2 outs, or full count, 1 out as a run will come in on the walk. So the bases will still be juiced for Michael Hall. As Michael Hall is now the 9th batter to come up to the plate this inning. As the Joes have an 8-3 lead here as they've been able to come across for 4 runs here in the bottom of the 4th.
And did you hear this first trivia note? Hall is going to go to Lincoln Trail Community College this fall. So you heard it here first.
Yes, he is. He went to the University of Montevallo, which is a D2 school down there in Mississippi, I believe, either Mississippi or Alabama. Very good school. I was in actually my brother's conference when he played college ball.
But Lincoln Trail is in a good area
Yes,
of community colleges.
It's a very good
there are
school.
some excellent schools there that have 2 that went to the National Junior College World Series in different divisions this past spring.
Yeah, Lincoln Trail has a long history of having very good talent come out of it. There's absolutely no doubt about it. As actually their conference is, you already mentioned it, of one of the best JUCO or junior colleges in the country. As the 2-1 is going to be in there for a called strike, bringing the count to 2-2. 2-2, 1 out. Bases juiced for Michael Hall, the kid from right down the road in Mason. Here comes the pitch. This ball is going to be grounded over there to the third baseman. They'll throw it over to second, and the second baseman will not make the catch, as that will be an error on the second baseman, as the delivery from the third baseman was good enough to make the out. But that will be another run in, as the Jazz are not helping their case.
You had to wonder if perhaps the sun was a bit problematic, but it doesn't seem as it's out in to be a problem for the second baseman. It'd probably be more for the right fielder.
So here comes the 0-0 as that misses outside. 1-0 the count.
And again, another example of the whole junior college route is Addison Coffey, who was at Arizona State, but I believe is going to a junior college this fall to play baseball.
Yeah, his former coach and Tracy Smith actually used to live in Hamilton. Lived over there on the west side when he coached at Miami University more than a decade ago when I was growing up, because I played coach pitch with his son, Jack Smith. Spent a lot of time over at the Smith household. And being a Cubs fan growing up, I used to oog and og at the prospect of Tracy Smith being a former Cubby. As the 2-0 is going to be swung on and fouled down the right field line.
Well, this may be the first time in Hamilton Joe's history that both announcers are Chicago Cub fans in this lineup. We won't talk very much about that at this point, because actually the Reds are playing very well right now.
Yes, they are.
But yeah, growing up on the south side of Chicago, Cubs TV was on when I came home from school. It was a no-brainer for me.
As the 2-1 is fouled over the grandstand. And actually, my Cub fanhood started a little bit differently there, since I grew up here in Hamilton. Of course, my family's big Reds fans, but truly the only reason I like the Cubs, or not the only reason, but the reason I started liking the Cubs was my coach pitch team was the Cubs. And I was just like, when I started liking baseball was right about that time, as Addison Coffey strikes out for the second out of the inning. As Chandler Miller comes up to the plate, he'll be the 11th batter this inning. But yeah, I just started liking the Cubs, and actually the story of who my favorite baseball player was I asked my dad at the time, I said, who's the best Cub player right now? And he said Sammy Sosa. So I ran with being a Sammy Sosa fan for much of my life. Still support Sammy. There's actually a really good article about him in this past week's Sports Illustrated. I guess it was 2 weeks ago. As the first pitch misses outside, as I'm just rambling on. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Misses upstairs, 2-0 the count. 2-0 the count. Here comes the pitch from Mason Fisher. That's going to be in there for a called strike. Two one, 2 outs. As Chandler Miller steps in, he goes to Trevecca Nazarene, another very good baseball school.
And again, that's an NAIA
Yeah,
school,
very good.
which is a different division altogether from NCAA schools. NAIA tends not to get as much recognition, but some excellent baseball is played there. And in fact, Darryl Grissom and the Miami University Hamilton team will play a lot of NAIA schools next year as they get out of the league that they're in and try to move up a little bit in the competition.
As this count will be brought to full at 3-2. Yeah, the NAIA is a weird division because, like you mentioned, it's not part of the NCAA, but the talent level, like you could, it's some division. Some NAIA schools are just as good as Division I schools, and even better, as this pitch is going to be chopped over to shortstop and thrown over to first base for the 3rd out of the inning. So that'll do it here in the 5th inning, or bottom of the 4th. It's still the bottom of the 4th inning. We're going to head to the top of the 5th inning, where the Joes are able to strike across home plate 5 times to give them a 9-3 lead. Heading to the top of the 5th. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.
G Body Shop is your one-stop shop for car repair. Woman-owned and family-operated collision repair center. They can be reached at 513-851-9056 or can be found online at mgbody.com. A proud sponsor of the Hamilton Joes. Pate Appliance Services have given you 61 years of phenomenal service for any appliance that you need, with flexible scheduling, automated reminders, state-of-the-art service, and an A-plus customer satisfaction rating from the Better Business Bureau. Pate Appliance Services is there for you. They can be reached at 513-863-4700 or found online at pateappliance.com. Richard's Pizza is one of Hamilton, Ohio's most favorite spots, bringing you Richard's famous steak sandwiches since 1955 and a proud supporter of your hometown Hamilton Joes. Whether it's pizzas, salads, pastas, or a little bit of fudge for dessert, Richard's Pizza has it all for you and your family. The Hamilton Joes play ball on the banks of the Miami River, but the Great Miami Crew Rowing Squad is happy to sponsor the Hamilton Joes during the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League baseball season. Hamilton Joes Baseball is brought to you by Triangle Sign Company, a sign of quality since 1921. If your current signage isn't giving you the visibility to attract interest and assist in getting people in your door, then it's time for a custom sign solution from Triangle Sign Company. Whether you're a big or small business, school, or organization.
And we are back here at Foundation Field. I'm Reid Mouse, joined along here with Greg Pinley as the Joes have a commanding lead here in the top of the 5th inning as Grant Williams is going to go back out there for his 5th frame of work. Jared King got up at the plate. There's the first one for a strike. He'll cock and deal for the 0-1, and that'll be in there, making the count to 0-2. King got 1 for 2 on the day. Joes have scored in every inning. 2 in the first, 1 in both the second and third, and then put on a 5 spot there in the 4th as King Gott's going to flare one into left center field. Trey Compton coming in and making a diving grab for the Hamilton Joes as that got little fanfare. Should have got a little more as that was a fantastic play by Trey Compton. I almost immediately knocked that one off as a base knock, but Compton coming in and stealing an out for Grant Williams.
I was interested to see how Williams would come out for this inning. He had a 9-pitch inning, which was great, but then he probably had to sit in the dugout for 45 minutes.
Yes, he did.
To see him throw the first 3 pitches for strikes this inning.
As Stephen Bennett will come up to the plate. He'll line this one into center field. Sean McGeehan reining back, and even after the hard contact, that'll be the 2nd out of the inning. 2 outs here, and now coming to the plate is Bill Kroll. As if he strikes out one more time, it might have the crowd crazy as he is today's beer batter. So we'll see what Grant Williams can do with 2 outs as the first pitch misses upstairs, bringing the count to 1-0. Pearl designated hitting.
Yeah, so the dilemma for Grant Williams, do you pitch to contact or you try to give this guy a third strikeout?
You gotta appease the crowd, don't you? You gotta play to the crowd.
I think throwing a couple extra pitches to get this guy's third strikeout would work just fine.
As here comes the 1-1. This ball will be fouled straight back towards the screen. As Bill Kroll, you can tell there's a little hitch in his swing right now. He's opened up his hips really soon as his head is pulling off, and that's a simple fix for a batter. Really, it truly is, as it's one of the most common fixes that batters have to make. As he does a good job there, and though he was very early and hit it off the end of the bat, he flares that one into left field for a single, and a 2-out single as.
And we'll call that saving face for Mr.
Yes,
Kroll.
it will.
He'll forget those 2 strikeouts and remember to hit a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm.
They are, okay. Great.
Just been informed that actually we're talking about Trevecca Nazarene. They're actually D2 now. They used to be an NAIA school. One of my catching coach growing up, Brian Durheimer, went to Trevecca Nazarene. Remember that growing up. Very good baseball school down there in Tennessee. We're
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee. Good town. As that pitch misses upstairs. Now, the MLB is talking a lot about expanding the league and adding a few more teams, and Nashville is a reoccurring team in those talks, and I don't know how close down the line it will be for an expansion in the MLB, but Nashville is consistently one of the teams that is brought up. And if they expand, they got to put one in Montreal, right? They gotta put one right back there, as that broke a lot of fans' hearts. As here comes the 3-1. This ball will be lined into right field for another 2-out base knock, as the Jazz are threatening here, and they are down by a bunch, 6 runs, but there's plenty of time to come back, and sometimes chipping away 1 run after giving up a big inning is all you need to get back into this ball game. Is now coming to play will be Raymond Maynard.
Yeah, now Damon Maynard is a guy that is a great example of where community college can be helpful, because he hit .343 as a freshman for Olney Central, which was a Division I JCAA school. They made the regional finals in their tournament, and he got a lot of exposure. And if he has another good year, then the possibility of a D1 offer wouldn't be unrealistic.
My brother. I seem to be talking about my brother a lot. It's actually my brother just passed across the screen. If you could see him, he actually went to Olney College, Olney Central. After his first year, we were Radford Division I school. He went to Olney, then ended up at Ouachita Baptist, a D2 school down there in Arkansas, where they came in second place in the national championship. If you've listened long enough to this broadcast, I probably talked about that enough. It seems like I'm beating a dead horse at this point.
In my family, if we were talking too much about a subject, we would say, how about those Cubs? But we've already gone there too, so let's get back to the game here.
As this ball is going to be flared into right field, Tyler Thaman will come in, make the play, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Joe's still got a 6-run lead intact. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joe's Network.
AAA store has moved to a new location in Hamilton. 2870 Menards Boulevard in Fairfield Township is your new home for all your travel, insurance, and attraction ticket needs. AAA has great member deals on everything you need for a great vacation. Visit AAA today in Fairfield Township to join America's largest motor club organization, or online at AAA.com. In its 70th year of operation, All Wealth Federal Credit Union is proud to partner with Hamilton's hometown baseball team. All Wealth is Hamilton's only homegrown credit union, ready to assist with all of your financial needs. Their friendly staff are here to help the residents of Hamilton and Butler County live the American dream. Visit allwealth.org today and see how you can hit a financial home run with All Wealth. The Fitton Center for Creative Arts kicks off its 25th anniversary celebrations with its annual season launch party on Friday, August 17th from 5 to 11 p.m. The season launch is a free community event with all parts of the Fitton Center open to the public, including galleries, classrooms, studios, as well as performance and event spaces. Enjoy light appetizers and a cash bar, while the 10-piece River City Party Band will perform on the Riverview Terrace. For more information, visit fittoncenter.org or like the Fitton Center on Facebook. Proud Hamilton Joes sponsor Miller Coors wants to remind you, whether you're watching the Joes at Foundation Field or catching the game on YouTube, to never compromise on taste. Reach for a Miller Lite, the light beer that's always brewed for more taste with only 96 calories and brewed right here in Ohio. Miller Lite, hold true. At Smoothie King, we believe the best ingredients come from nature. That's why we keep adding more whole fruits and vegetables to our smoothies to help you get more out of every sip. At Smoothie King, we've added real whole raspberries bursting with fresh, crisp flavor, just in time for summer. Try an angel food raspberry or Greek yogurt raspberry smoothie for a limited time only. Enjoy whole raspberries at any of the 8...
We are back here at Foundation Field here in the bottom of the 5th inning as Tyler Thaman will come up to the plate. He's the 9-hole today, and he's trying to get something going in the bottom of the 5th against Mason Fisher. The 1-0 is going to be in there for a called strike. Thaman 2 for 2 on the day. He came around and scored, had an RBI as well in his 2 trips. So what he can do to lead off an inning as he smokes this one into center field. Burlingame's going to retreat back, but he'll get underneath it for the first out of the inning. 1 gone here. As now coming to the plate is Trey Compton.
Damon put a good swing on the ball, and fortunately for Fisher, it's a pretty big ballpark in center field. So
yes, it is.
It still counts as an out. So
this actually is a fairly large ballpark. It's got a lot of area out there in the outfield. As the first pitch to Compton misses inside. It's 330 down the lines, which is par for the course. But the alleys is what really is deep, as the alleys is not too much more shallow than dead center. As if you get one into the power alleys out of here, that's an impressive home run. As the count is 1-1 to Trey Compton. As that pitch will run up and in, making the count 2-1. So Compton on the day 2 for 3. He brought 2 across in his last at bat, and he scored twice as well as he pops this one out to right field. That will be the second out of the inning. So a quick 1-2 here for Mason Fisher, the Richmond, Indiana native, as he's doing it for his hometown team here in the bottom of the 5th. As now coming up to the plate will be Justin McConnell. McConnell 0 for 1 on the day. Came around and scored twice so far, as he has walked in 2 of his 3 plate appearances. As he'll take the first pitch for a called strike. So Fisher trying to get something going, as this pitch will miss in, or be called a strike on the inside part. Thought it was a little in, but it's in there, bringing the count to 0-2. 0-2, missing up and in.
Fisher seems a little more comfortable now. He looks like he's in more of a groove, although you're down 6 runs, so it takes a lot of pressure off you. Just go out and throw.
Yes, it does. It's no pressure. You're just out there throwing for your own accord, trying to keep your team around, but really you're just trying to throw strikes, not trying to do anything too fancy. As one thing he's been able to do is he's been able to pound the inside part of the plate, as he will get McConnell to strike out, as McConnell will be late on the fastball. But that'll do it for us in the 5th inning, a quick 5th inning for both sides of the field. As we're going to head to the top of the 6th inning and see if Grant Williams goes back out there. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.
Cincinnati area Smoothie King locations. Smoothie King, smoothies with a purpose. Proud partner of the Hamilton Joes.
Fort Hamilton Hospital is a full-service community hospital who continues to lead the way to better health in the Butler County area, serving patients from Fairfield, Oxford, Cincinnati, and Middletown. Fort Hamilton Hospital combines modern technology, highly skilled physicians with a friendly, caring staff. Their offerings include maternity, emergency, the most advanced wound healing in Butler County, and a range of outpatient services. For care you can count on, visit Fort Hamilton Hospital, located at 630 Eaton Avenue in Hamilton. The Hamilton Joes are proud to partner with Planet Fitness, home of the Judgment Free Zone. You can experience the Judgment Free Zone by joining for only $10 a month. You can join in any of the 13 Cincinnati area Planet Fitness locations or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, the world judges, we don't. Bridgewater Falls is proud to continue its sponsorship of the Hamilton Joes. Bridgewater Falls offers guests a unique shopping experience with more than 30 shopping destinations, including Target, JCPenney, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, and many more. Bridgewater Falls also has a wide variety of delicious dining destinations. From burgers to pizza to sushi, experience all of the flavors Bridgewater Falls has to offer. Bridgewater Falls is located just off of Ohio 129 at the corner of Princeton Road and Bypass 4. Come experience great shopping, dining, and services in the heart of Fairfield Township at Bridgewater Falls.
Pfefferly Tire and Auto Service has 3 convenient locations, servicing Hamilton, Fairfield, and all of Butler County. Pfefferly Tire and Auto Service is family owned and operated and have been in business since 1994. Whether it's a quick oil change you need or full service auto repair, Pfefferly Tire and Auto is the place to go. They have 2 locations in downtown Fairfield and 1 on the west side of Hamilton. For more information, visit them at one of their 3 locations or visit pftire.com.
And we are back here at Foundation Field. I'm Reid Mouse, joined along here with Greg Pinley as the Joes look very sharp as Jack Silver will come out to relieve Grant Williams. Grant Williams had a high pitch count, Craig. Is that right?
Yeah, he threw 89 pitches and 39 were balls and 50 were strikes, but the last 2 innings, 17 of the 26 he threw were strikes, so he did much better those last 2 innings.
Yeah, as he actually, after giving up 2 runs there in the first, 1 in the second, he calmed down mightily and getting 3 straight scoreless frames as now Jack Silva takes over, trying to get some work in. We've seen Jack Silva both in situations like this, up 6 runs, and we've seen him with a tie ball game. He's really been a jack of all trades, and sometimes he's been on and sometimes he's not been on, but he's been more than I think what the coaches were expecting out of Jack Silva this year.
Well, his last time out, he threw 3 2/3 innings.
As this ball's going to be chopped over to Chandler Miller, he'll flip it over to Chris Hamilton. Now will be the first out of the inning. But go on.
Silva threw 3 2/3 innings the last time out against the Cincinnati Sting, and his final numbers weren't great, but he retired 9 of the first 10 that he faced, and he probably just ran out of gas in that 4th inning with his team down quite a few runs. But I think he thought it was a good outing, and he felt like his curveball was pretty good, and that last pitch that he just threw there was an easy ground ball to second.
So now coming up to the plate is Jared Wolf, and that's always nice when you come out of the pen. I don't know much about your playing career if you're a starter or a reliever, but regardless, when you get that first out, it's always got to be relieving out there, especially out of a relief situation.
Right, especially when you have a 6-run lead. Just want to get out there and throw strikes and let your defense play a little bit.
So here comes the 1-0 as that pitch will miss downstairs, bringing the count to 2-0.
Silva, in 2017 for his team at Lewis and Clark, had 5 saves and led his team. He comes from Katy, Texas. As
the 2-0 is going to be in there for a called strike.
He told me in our preseason meetings that he actually threw a no-hitter in regionals when he was a high school kid.
That's pretty neat. And down there in Texas, too, which I imagine making it to regionals in Texas is a lot more of a feat than it is in Ohio, and it's a feat in itself here in Ohio, as this ball is going to be fouled off the third base dugout, bringing it to 2-2.
Silva is now attending Whittier College in California, Division III school, and he says he enjoys the school, and I'm sure that he's hoping that this summer's work will help him as he goes after Division III hitters in California.
from Texas, playing in Ohio, and then going to California. He's just traveling the United States here. As here comes the 2-2. As that ball will be fouled down the right field line, and we'll kick back, do it again here at 2s. Two the count here for Silva, the southpaw.
And he's in a good situation. 3 of the first 4 hitters he faces this inning are all lefties.
Yes, so might have been by design, as this 2-2 will be swung on and missed. So Silva gets a strikeout against Jared Wolf. And now he's got to face the top of his Jazz lineup and Tommy Bell. Tommy Bell 1 for 2 on the day. He scored twice on a walk. And he scored earlier on his single in the first inning, his bunt single. But we'll see what Silva can do against the first right-handed batter he's got to face. And I'd love to see Jack Silva's splits. Don't have them in front of me, as he's going to get Tommy Bell to squib one right back to him. He'll flip it over to Chris Hamilton. And that'll be another quick inning, and that will do it for us here. After the top of the 6th inning, the Joes still lead 9-3. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.
Orthopedic and sports medicine, they know that in Cincinnati, sports isn't just a way of life, it is life. That's why the Hamilton Joes trust TriHealth to train and care for their players. TriHealth aims to ensure you don't miss out on a single moment. They provide care Cincinnatians need to keep doing what they love. So get out there and keep cheering, keep playing, keep following your passion with TriHealth Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Camera Security Now sells and installs surveillance and access control systems for businesses nationwide. Their turnkey systems provide an excellent management control tool, going far beyond the obvious benefits of safety and security. Camera Security Now can handle your largest surveillance projects while still providing easy-to-reach personal service. With their upfront pricing, itemized quotes, and live remote access with no monthly fees, you can rest assured your surveillance needs are in capable hands with CameraSecurityNow.com. Nothing pairs better with summer or exciting Joe's action than an ice-cold Coca-Cola. The Joes are proud to serve Coca-Cola at Foundation Field and want to remind you to share a Coke and a smile with your favorite Joes fan this season. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. For over 40 years, the Moats Group has been committed to leaving a lasting legacy with every field they create. They are synthetic and natural turf specialists, focusing on sports field design, construction, removal, replacement, maintenance, and management. Moats has made their name...
So we are back here at Foundation Field. Reid Malmstrom along here with Greg Pinley. Mason Fisher out here for his 3rd inning of work, as he's going to face off against Griffin Dorshing. Dorshing on the day, 2 for 3, as he'll swing at the 1-0, bringing it to 1-1. 1-1, as here comes Fisher. It'll be a slow one, but it'll be inside, bringing the count to 2-1. Dorshing came around to score last inning, or last time he came up to the plate, as he'll flip this one over to second base. 4-3 put out. First out of the inning. As now Chris Hamilton will come up. Hamilton on the day is 0 for 3. Unable to get in that hit column. Earlier this season we talked, Zach Verdilla is a big Chris Hamilton fan.
And Griffin Dorshing just snapped his bat over his knee. He did crack it on the ground ball to second, so he lost a little bit of strength, but a little frustrated by that at bat.
Yeah, I did not see it, but that's... I don't know if you've ever tried to snap even a broken bat across your knee, but it hurts to all get out. It's a 1-1 count to Chris Hamilton.
He was being egged on by Sean McGeehan, and if there's a bruise on his knee or has an owie, it's McGeehan's fault.
I think that the bat would bruise before Dorshing would bruise, as 2-1 is fouled over the left field.
I'm sure somebody on the Joes is going to want to take half of that bat home with them.
Yes. We're talking about Jared Kaufman, who's not in the lineup today, but he has broken so many bats this season, both by hitting it on the handle and hitting it off the barrel, as Chris Hamilton will have his first single of the game. You know, Chris Hamilton, there's only been a few times this year where he hasn't had a hit in the game. It's like 4 games out of the entire season he doesn't have at least one single, which is an incredible feat. But what I was saying about Jared Kaufman is he's broken so many bats that you got to at some point say, like, why don't you go to those composite bats are allowed, and wooden composite bats are allowed in this league, and they're supposed to not break, at least not break easily because of the plastic handle. And I wonder if that's on his radar instead of dishing out $80 to $100 every time he hits a ball wrong.
Well, I wondered earlier in the year whether the Joes pay for the bats or the kids bring their own. So maybe that's the issue.
As this ball will hit Sean McGeehan, as he will be on base. So first and second. 1 out as Michael Hall will come up to the plate.
This is an interesting outing for Fisher. It looks like he'll probably take one for the team tonight, but maybe it'll be good for him that if he goes long today and 5 or 6 days later the Jazz needs a starter, he'll be ready to go.
And just by the eye test, and I know his success has been a lot greater than Titan Bennett's, but just from the eye test of watching Mason Fisher, as they will call it balk. So runners on second and third now. Did not see what the balk call was, but
I think he was taking the signs while not being on the mound.
Okay, so that's a balk. But second and third, 1 out. But yeah, Mason Fisher, long, lanky, left-handed southpaw. He's got a lot more velo than Titan Bennett. You got to wonder why. Perhaps, I don't know if he's had any starts this season, but if he was fresh enough to have a long relief appearance, why he wasn't tabbed as the starter today, even though Titan Bennett, I mean, the answer is pretty simple. Titan Bennett threw fantastic against the Joes earlier this season. A game that they won 2-1.
Watch Fisher. He's got a little Clayton Kershaw in him where he throws from a slot and the high leg kick, and maybe it's an issue of control more than anything else.
As here comes the 0-2, and Michael Hall will take 3 straight, as that will be an out. Strikeout looking, and I talked about how you'll take a strikeout sometimes as a hitter because sometimes the pitcher just beats you. But with runners on second and third and you don't even make an attempt at a ball, it's not a very productive at bat there by Michael Hall.
No, he might be the guy snapping the bat over his knee.
Yes. As now Addison Coffey, who's had a very good day at the plate, will take the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count. 1-0 here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Joes winning 9-3. This ball will be fouled straight back, bringing the count to 1-1.
And Mason Fisher is from Richmond, Indiana, which isn't too far from here, and Addison Coffey only lives 80 miles away. You wonder if these two have seen each other in high school a few times, and maybe both of them are ready to dial it up a notch or two in this at-bat.
So here comes the 1-1 to Coffey, as that's going to hit him right in the back. So another base runner, but he did have a base open, as now Chandler Miller is going to come up to the plate. Miller 1 for 3 on the day. The bases will be juiced for the second baseman, as Addison Coffey, Colin Holman, Sean McGeehan, they seem like 3 guys who are always getting hit by pitches. And it's not so much that they stand right on top of the plate. I don't know. It's just...
Well, maybe it's a Jazz thing. 4 Joes players got hit the last time they played each other. So,
really?
And then 6 overall in the game. So maybe there's more going on here than meets the eye.
As the 1-0.
But I like the fact that Fisher is throwing inside. And if you hit a couple guys in a game where you're down 6 runs, it's still worth working inside, especially in the summer league where they play with wood bats.
Mm-hmm. Especially with these younger guys, these players that don't have as much experience with a wood bat, carrying around a wood stick, as they got to learn to fight off these inside pitches. As a lot of time with the metal bat, the metal will save itself, as that will be the third out of the inning on the 6-4 putout. So that'll do it for us here in the 6th inning. Stay tuned as we're heading to the top of the 7th. You're listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.
M&G Body Shop is your one-stop shop for car repair. Woman-owned and family-operated collision repair center. They can be reached at 513-851-9056 or can be found online at mgbody.com. A proud sponsor of the Hamilton Joes. Pate Appliance Services have given you 61 years of phenomenal service for any appliance that you need. With flexible scheduling, automated reminders, state-of-the-art service, and an A-plus customer satisfaction rating from the Better Business Bureau, Pate Appliance Services is there for you. They can be reached at 513-863-4700 or found online at pateappliance.com. Richard's Pizza is one of Hamilton, Ohio's most favorite spots, bringing you Richard's famous steak sandwiches since 1955 and a proud supporter of your hometown Hamilton Joes. Whether it's pizzas, salads, pastas, or a little bit of fudge for dessert, Richard's Pizza has it all for you and your family. The Hamilton Joes play ball on the banks of the Miami River, but the Great Miami Crew Rowing Squad is happy to sponsor the Hamilton Joes during the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League baseball season. Hamilton Joes Baseball is brought to you by Triangle Sign Company, a sign of quality since 1921. If your current signage isn't giving you the visibility to attract interest and assist in getting people in your door, then it's time for a custom sign solution from Triangle Sign Company. Whether you're a big or small business, school, or organization, they will design and build a sign that is just right for you. Offering their support for the Hamilton Joes, we thank Triangle Sign Company for their continued support.
Boston.
Well, we are back here at Foundation Field as Jack Silva is gearing up to have a second inning of work for the Hamilton Joes, as it's the top of the 7th. Joes are up a nice 9-3, as none other than Jacob Burlingame is at the plate.
Burlingame so far has walked twice and flied out to left, and you want to see if this guy can really hit. Hopefully no more walks.
Yeah, he's been one of the guys at the beginning of the season when we went to Richmond. Him and Patrick Smith were near tied for the Jazz batting title, as the 1-1 misses upstairs, bringing it to 2-1.
Yeah, again, Burlingame entered the game hitting .311, so he's one of the Jazz's better hitters.
Here comes the 2-1. This pitch is going to be fouled, bringing the count to 2-2. I mentioned it once, and I'll say it again. Man, it's just a gorgeous day out today. Been dealing with some tough weather. Very, very rainy. Actually, all summer long, it's either been storming all the time or been 90-so degrees. Today, it's been a nice break from that. 80 degrees, nice and cool. As this pitch will be in there, inside part of the plate. I know that'll bring my broadcasting partner, Greg Pinley, very happy getting the strikeout on the inside half.
I think it makes Jack Silva happy, too. I think that's probably an area he's been trying to work on a little bit. And again, summer baseball with the wood bats is different than the spring in college.
Yeah, you can get lucky with the middle.
Aluminum bats, because if you throw inside in the spring and they fist one off, it goes in the outfield. In the summer league, it's often a a snapped bat and a little pop up to third.
So the first pitch misses upstairs, bringing the count to 1-0. As Jack Silva will hop back on the rubber, kick and deal. That pitch misses outside again, 2-0 as Jared Kingott up at the plate. 1 for 3 on the day. Hall lining up on the outside half. Here comes the 2-0 from Silva. As this will be grounded over to Addison Coffey. He'll pick it off the one hop. And that was a beautiful play by the former Sun Devil.
And again, good for Coffey to stay in front of the ball. He throws apparently in the low 90s as a relief pitcher. So if he stays with it and blocks the ball, he's got a little more time than most people because of his strong throwing arm.
If I've heard correct, I think that's one of the reasons that he left Arizona State was because they wanted to use him as more of a pitcher than a hitter rather than a hitter. And he's definitely got a cannon over there. He's thrown this season for the Joes. He's actually appeared in one game as the first pitch by Stephen Bennett is fouled. He threw one singular. It was extra innings. We were very depleted. And we decided to go with Addison Coffey out there with a runner on third base and no one out in the bottom of the 10th inning. And he threw one pitch, wild pitch, game over. As that's always a tough situation to come in. No one
and
putting that on him.
In the post game afterwards, the coaches agreed that the next time some catcher warms up Addison Coffey, they're coming in the game with him so that they have an understanding of how this guy throws.
Yeah, they said it ran like 8 inches or something. He's got just an absolutely live arm, as he is just one of the better all-around athletes on this team.
And of course, he's got golden shoes, and that makes him an anomaly too in the summer league.
He's got to rep the Sun Devils. So
you would think he would be better at Tulsa, where they were the Golden Hurricanes.
As here comes the 0-2. As this will be a swinging strikeout. He'll get away from Michael Hall. He'll flip it over to Chris Hamilton. Another painless inning. In the top of the 7th for Jack Silva. We're headed to the the bottom of the 7th. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.
AAA store has moved to a new location in Hamilton. 2870 Menards Boulevard in Fairfield Township is your new home for all your travel, insurance, and attraction ticket needs. AAA has great member deals on everything you need for a great vacation. Visit AAA today in Fairfield Township to join America's largest motor club organization or online at AAA.com. In its 70th year of operation, All Wealth Federal Credit Union is proud to partner with Hamilton's hometown baseball team. All Wealth is Hamilton's only homegrown credit union, ready to assist with all of your financial needs. Their friendly staff are here to help the residents of Hamilton and Butler County live the American dream. Visit allwealth.org today and see how you can hit a financial home run with All Wealth. The Fitton Center for Creative Arts kicks off its 25th anniversary celebrations with its annual season launch party on Friday, August 17th from 5 to 11 p.m. The season launch is a free community event with all parts of the Fitton Center open to the public, including galleries, classrooms, studios, as well as performance and event spaces. Enjoy light appetizers and a cash bar, while the 10-piece River City Party Band will perform on the Riverview Terrace. For more information, visit fittoncenter.org or like the Fitton Center on Facebook. Proud Hamilton Joes sponsor Miller Coors wants to remind you, whether you're watching the Joes at Foundation Field or catching the game on YouTube, to never cop.
And we are back here at Foundation Field, where Tyler Thaman's going to lead off here in the bottom of the 7th inning against Mason Fisher, who's out for his 4th inning of work.
Yeah, he came in the 4th at the beginning. They had no outs in the 4th, and so he's been in for a good 3.
And you were mentioning that as Tyler Thaman's going to rip one down the third base line, that's going to be extra bases, as that would be a leadoff double for Thaman. And you were talking about it during the break that the Jazz probably should have elected to go to a different guy out of the bullpen.
Well, I think, when you're a young kid and you want to get some work, it's great to to get 60 or 70 pitches in. But when you've had some success for 2 or 3 innings, and then in the 4th you run out of gas and give up 5 runs, all you think about is that 5-run inning. And it would be great for him to be able to leave tonight feeling like, hey, you know what, I threw the ball well, and you got a good taste in your mouth, and it's a 6-run game, and you could probably put some other guy in for an inning and piece together the last 2 without hurting your bullpen. That's just one of those philosophical things, and I think Jack Silva would have been in that camp last Sunday where he threw 3 really good innings and then gave up a bunch in the 4th.
So now Jared Kaufman's going to pinch hit for Compton. Here in a 6-run game, they're electing to go with Kaufman, as Compton will exit the game 2 for 4. So this will be Kaufman's first AAB, as he'll pop this one up in foul territory. Third baseman's calling for the ball, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So Kaufman with the F5, and now McConnell up at the plate. McConnell's made the last out in the inning twice, as he has made Griffin Dorshing the unorthodox leadoff guy.
I would imagine McConnell is glad to see Fisher in the game. I think he probably would like to make up for his last strikeout.
As here comes the first pitch to McConnell. He'll be in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count. So Thaman doing a good job with the leadoff double. Now we'll see what McConnell can do in bringing him in. That pitch will miss downstairs, bringing the count 2-1s.
And again, at the bottom 3 in the Joe's order has 6 hits and got a hit by pitch, and that's great production.
So the 1-1 will be swung on and missed, bringing the count to 1-2.
That's got to make Adam Grissom happy to have those bottom 3 get on 7 times and have 4 runs.
Oh, absolutely. As I said earlier, it's hard to win. It's hard to lose ball games when your bottom order is setting up the top half and being very productive. As the 1-2 will miss, bringing the count to 2-2. This ball will be fouled down the third base line, and we'll kick back, do it again, as Mason Fisher is going to throw the payoff pitch to McConnell here. Davin Blanchett in behind home plate, and Jeffrey Spisak in the field umping today. So here comes the 2-2 with a runner on second base. And he hits that one hard over towards the third baseman, and he initially didn't run out of the box, which normally you'd get on him a little bit for, but when you think it's snagged like it was, and he didn't have really a chance to make it to first base except for an errant throw, but McConnell absolutely smoked that thing over towards the third baseman.
And the good news for the bat that McConnell has in his hand, it will live another day because he didn't snap it over his knee.
Unlike Dorshing, who is using his second bat of the game, as the first pitch misses inside, 1-0 the count. One 0, 2 outs. Thaman on second base, as Dorshing takes a 1-0 hack, but it will go foul, bringing the count to 1-1.
Dorshing's 2 for 4 tonight with a double that drove in 2 and a single to right. He just missed his second time up, hit a deep fly ball to center.
Yes, he did. So here comes the 1-1 with a runner on second base. This ball will be hit hard into right center field. Burlingame's retreating back to the wall, and he will make that for the third out of the inning, as I think he thought that was the second, as he threw it in very quickly for a potential double play. But will not do it for here, but we're headed to the top of the 8th as the Joes still have a 9-3 lead. Stay tuned. I'm Reid Mastering along here with Greg Pinley. You're listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.
Smoothie King, we believe the best ingredients come from nature. That's why we keep adding more whole fruits and vegetables to our smoothies to help you get more out of every sip. At Smoothie King, we've added real whole raspberries bursting with fresh, crisp flavor, just in time for summer. Try an angel food raspberry or Greek yogurt raspberry smoothie for a limited time only. Enjoy whole raspberries at any of the 8 Cincinnati area Smoothie King locations. Smoothie King, smoothies with a purpose. Proud partner of the Hamilton Joes.
Fort Hamilton Hospital is a full-service community hospital who continues to lead the way to better health in the Butler County area, serving patients from Fairfield, Oxford, Cincinnati, and Middletown. Fort Hamilton Hospital combines modern technology, highly skilled physicians with a friendly, caring staff. Their offerings include maternity, emergency, the most advanced wound healing in Butler County, and a range of outpatient services. For care you can count on, visit Fort Hamilton Hospital, located at 630 Eaton Avenue in Hamilton. The Hamilton Joes are proud to partner with Planet Fitness, home of the Judgment Free Zone. You can experience the Judgment Free Zone by joining for only $10 a month. You can join in any of the 13 Cincinnati area Planet Fitness locations or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, the world judges, we don't.
And we are back here at Foundation Field. We're going to have a new battery in entirety, a Miami-Hamilton battery, as Brad Kunkel is going to be on the hill. He goes Miami-Hamilton, as you can figure from what I just said. And Mason Rich will be behind home plate. So we'll see what they can do against this Richmond Jazz lineup as they'll face Bill Kroll. As the first pitch will miss low and away, 1-0 the count. 1-0. Here it comes as this pitch will miss downstairs. First appearance for Kunkel this season. As you've been around Miami-Hamilton, you might have something to... I don't know how often he threw for Miami-Hamilton this year.
Actually, I don't have a thing about Brad Kunkel.
There we go. I threw you in the fire there.
Nick Stewart was the guy that I saw quite a bit, both last summer here with the Joes and then in the ORCC final that he won 2-1, and Kunkel was not on my radar.
Well, he's on the mound now as he's going to have a 4-pitch walk to Bill Kroll. So a vicarious start for Kunkel.
Daryl Grissom is the GM of the Joes, and Adam, the more calm Grissom of the two, is the manager. I would imagine that if Daryl was the coach tonight, he might walk out and remind Brad that it's okay to throw strikes in a 6-run ball game.
Calling Adam Grissom the more calm. You're using the word... As he is calm, but still he's not afraid to get fired up, and he's definitely more calm than the GM. You were not wrong. As the 0-1 misses outside, bringing the count to 1-1. Daryl's the head coach of Miami-Hamilton. He's the GM during the summer for the Joes, but coaches Miami-Hamilton here at Foundation Field. As he's seen a lot of games from that third base dugout. As here comes the 1-1. He'll miss upstairs, 2-1 count.
Looks like Kunkel's got a pretty live fastball.
It jumps right out of his hand, doesn't it?
It's kind of a slider-like curveball.
As that will be in there at the top of the zone, bringing the count to 2s. 2-2, no, one runner on, nobody out.
Daryl's comment to me about some of the other guys besides Stewart is they're all pretty good strike throwers. Not guys that are going to overwhelm you, but will throw strikes and
let their defense play. That's all you can ask for a pitcher. You can, out of everything that you can tell from a baseball mentality, is you can tell a competitive pitcher from a non-competitive pitcher. Guys that are just bulldogs out there. They'll fight for every out, and they won't go into their shell when they give up back-to-back singles or they walk 2 batters on 9 pitches. They go out there and they figure it out as this pitch is going to be flown out to center field, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So good job at coming back and getting Jackson Blevins out as Damon Maynard's going to come up to the plate. He's 0 for 3.
Yeah, that might settle him down a little bit, just getting the first out of the inning.
First appearance of the summer. You gotta get some of the rust off.
Well, and you want to prove something to your teammates.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 more weeks of the season, but he might have an opportunity to help the Joes 3 or 4 times this year.
Yeah, and a playoff push as this pitch will be in there for a called strike.
Yeah, and if you had to say an area where the Joes could use a little improvement, is it's in their bullpen.
Absolutely.
Having guys with certain roles to play, and I could see a guy with a fastball slider guy like Kunkel that could help them a little bit.
As this pitch is going to be lined up the middle to Justin McConnell, will get the line out, but he'll throw it over to first base for the double play, but it will hit off the base runner as it'll smack him right in the back. But that'll be the second out of the inning regardless. They almost had a chance for a double play.
Again, another good pitch by Kunkel, and got him inside on the fists and couldn't do a whole lot with it.
Yeah, and you were alluding to some early season struggles for the Joes, and I think if you could pinpoint 2 things that the Joes are struggling with in that 1-11 stretch, which at this point has become infamous, is 1, their bullpen. Their bullpen was definitely struggling. They weren't throwing a whole lot of strikes when they needed to, or weren't getting, more importantly, some strikeouts when they needed to. And then it was also their team was striking out a whole lot, like on the offensive side. And when you're giving up free passes and you're not putting the ball in play, it's tough to win ball games. And you can see it just completely turn around once the bullpen started figuring out. They started finding some guys they could trust as the count is brought to 1-2, and then some guys in the lineup have really turned it around, and especially at the top of that order, just putting the ball in play when they need to, and good things happen.
Yeah, and this is a team with some pretty good athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no one was questioning how well this team was going to play this year. They were just it was really just a question of when, not really how or why. It was just when's it going to start clicking. But that will do it for us here in the top of the 8th inning. We're going to head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.
Is proud to continue its sponsorship of the Hamilton Joes. Bridgewater Falls offers guests a unique shopping experience with more than 30 shopping destinations, including Target, JCPenney, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, and many more. Bridgewater Falls also has a wide variety of delicious dining destinations. From burgers to pizza to sushi, experience all of the flavors Bridgewater Falls has to offer. Bridgewater Falls is located just off of Ohio 129 at the corner of Princeton Road and Bypass 4. Come experience great shopping, dining, and services in the heart of Fairfield Township at Bridgewater Falls.
Pfefferly Tire and Auto Service has 3 convenient locations, servicing Hamilton, Fairfield, and all of Butler County. Pfefferly Tire and Auto Service is family-owned and operated, and have been in business since 1994. Whether it's a quick oil change you need, or full-service auto repair, Pfefferly Tire and Auto is the place to go. They have 2 locations in downtown Fairfield and 1 on the west side of Hamilton. For more information, visit them at one of their 3 locations or visit pftire.com. At TriHealth Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, they know that in Cincinnati, sports isn't just a way of life, it is life. That's why the Hamilton Joes trust TriHealth to train and care for their players. TriHealth aims to ensure you don't miss out on a single moment. They provide care Cincinnatians need to keep doing what they love. So get out there and keep cheering, keep playing, keep following your passion with TriHealth Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Camera security now.
We are back here at Foundation Field. I'm remastering along here with Greg Pinley as the Joes are up 9-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning as Chris Hamilton will face off against none other than Matthew Waters, who hails from Columbus, Ohio. A bit of a sidewinding pitcher. As the 1-0 will be in there for a called strike, bringing the count to 1-1. Chris Hamilton had a single in his last at-bat, and it looks like he's going to have a single right there as he keeps it going. after starting off the night 0 for 3. Gets a base knock there, bringing it to 2 for 5.
Yeah, and the batter right now, Sean McGeehan has had a great day at the plate. He hit a home run and walked and hit by pitch and flied out to center in his 4 at-bats.
So here comes Sean McGeehan in his first game back. He's 1 for 2. Popped out and hit a home run. It's been on free twice. Walking a hit by pitch as he swings and fouls. First pitch he sees back is this ball's going to go behind him. Almost another one hit him. As he seems to be a ball magnet.
Now you got some guys just trying to get some work in, and they haven't thrown in 4 or 5 days.
And I do mention he does stand on the plate. McGeehan does stand close to the plate. He'll back off a half step. But pitchers, when they see he's on the plate, want to throw him inside, want to jam him. And this will lead to a lot of hit by pitches as McGeehan takes looks like a spinning top there on the 2-1 as he tried to send this one into orbit, bringing the count to 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 as this ball will be fouled against his ankle. So Waters will do it again as McGeehan's going to take his time, regain his strength there in his foot.
This might be another guy who could slap a bat over a knee at the end of this at bat.
Yes.
He's certainly not very comfortable in there with a guy who almost hit him twice and then threw him a bee-buzzing inside fastball.
And the thing is Waters has this tail on it as this ball will be flown into center field, and he absolutely lost that ball. He had no clue where that ball was, and that ball will just fly into center field, and that will be a triple for Sean McGeehan as he wasn't anywhere close. Burlingame completely lost that one. He looked like he was camped underneath it, but instead he'll end up on Sean McGeehan will end up on third base, and what happened there? He obviously must have lost it in the lights here. But that's another run for the Joes, and they'll take it as Marshall Rich will come up to the plate on the season. He is 0 for 1. He's had 1 at bat against the Cincinnati Steam, lined into left field as first pitch he sees will be fouled straight back.
And though those of you who are listening to this this broadcast didn't see it, it seemed like McGeehan lost a sight of the base because he slid about 3 feet before the base and landed in a heap.
As the 0-1 will miss outside, bringing the count to 1-1. What a weird play! Burlingame looked like he was absolutely just camped right underneath it. As this pitch is going to be fouled straight back, bringing the count to 1-2.
Well, and it looked like he had the ball tracked for 3 or 4 steps, and then all of a sudden there was a spot where the lights got in the way where he just completely lost it because it wasn't as if he was panic-stricken at the beginning of the play.
Just fell about 30 feet behind him. As here comes the 1-2 as Rich will ground this one over the third baseman. He'll make the play over towards first and now be the first out of the inning, but another run will come across. So the Joes get 2 insurance runs, and they still got a chance for a couple more as that will only be the first out of the inning. So now coming to play is Addison Coffey as he is 2 for 3 on the day. He struck out 2 singles, and he got hit by a pitch. But 2 runs already coming across so far as he'll take the first pitch for a strike. Coffey having times this year where he's been hot and other times where he's not, as he's come into this game right above the 200 mark at 203. Strikeout ridden this far into the season, but he's had a good day at the plate as the count will go to 1-1.
And again, the best thing about his day was the hustle that he put on a little bloop single.
As there will be another single.
And now he gets rewarded again for putting the bat on the ball by getting a bloop hit.
As Burlingame doesn't come in to make that play. So runner on first base. 1 out.
It's a D2 school here, Trevecca
Yeah.
Nazarene in Nashville, Tennessee. It used to be an NAIA school. It's also part of the National Christian College Association.
Did not know that.
And I'm sure our assistant GM, Ryan Finnerty, will be looking that up immediately to find out if that is actually true.
Our fact checker.
But Ryan got a 34 on his ACT, so how do you argue with that?
34.
34.
Jeez.
And if the rumors are correct, at Vanderbilt University, the person who interviewed him asked him what happened.
That pitch will be in there for a strike.
But again, everybody here has a lot of respect for Ryan Finnerty. They even
Yes,
had a
he
Ryan
does.
Finnerty Day last Saturday, and they won the game.
As a 3-1 count will be in there for a ball. So now it'll be runners on first and second and still just 1 out. One of my favorite pastimes up in this press box in between innings is to tease Ryan. We all tease each other between me, Zach and Ryan. We're all good sports about it. But 34 on your ACT, that's top level.
Toledo University is getting a
the Rockets
standout person in their sports department, however they're going to use him. At the very least, they should give him Rockets t-shirts.
Yes. Toledo's a good school. I actually have a funny story about. I was up at Toledo at Bluffton. We had to do a fundraiser. We were doing parking. It was a women's basketball game. They were playing Arizona. And I'm taking tickets as the 0-2 will be swung on and struck out by Tyler Thaman as Addison Caulfield will steal third base on the strikeout. But Thaman going down as he's 3 for 4 going into that at bat, but he'll strike out, making it 3 for 5 as now coming up is Jared Kaufman. Yeah, but I'm taking tickets, and all of a sudden this card pops up, and I see this guy wearing a swingman, a Nike swingman jacket, which, of course, the swing is the image of Ken Griffey Jr.'s swing. As this ball is going to be popped out into center field. Burlingame will make it for the third out, but we'll stay right here to finish my story, as I love this story. But, yeah, I see this guy wearing a swingman jacket, and I notice it, and I think, oh, that's a really nice jacket. I have one just like it. And I look up, and it's Ken Griffey Jr. in the passenger seat wearing a swingman jacket. And, I was, starstruck and, didn't say anything. And then I look up in the driver's seat was Ken Griffey Sr. And I give them their tickets, and they drive away. And I, talking to the person I was working with. It was a woman that worked there she worked there full-time for the Toledo. And I was like, that was Ken Griffey Jr. That was Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. They're like, did you play baseball with them or something like that? And I was like, no, I wish as they go away, and I start manically waving. I was like, Griffey! And they just gave me a wave and acknowledged me. But that would do it for us here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We're going to head to the 9th inning. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned as you're listening to your Hamilton Joe's Network.
Surveillance and access control systems for businesses nationwide. Their turnkey systems provide an excellent management control tool, going far beyond the obvious benefits of safety and security. Camera Security Now can handle your largest surveillance projects while still providing easy-to-reach personal service. With their upfront pricing, itemized quotes, and live remote access with no monthly fees, you can rest assured your surveillance needs are in capable hands with CameraSecurityNow.com. Nothing pairs better with summer or exciting Joe's action than an ice-cold Coca-Cola. The Joes are proud to serve Coca-Cola at Foundation Field and want to remind you to share a Coke and a smile with your favorite Joes fan this season. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling.
So we are back here in the top of the 9th inning. The score is 11-3. As Brad Kunk goes out for his second inning of work, as none other than Jared Wolf is up at the plate. He'll take the first pitch for a strike and take the second one for a ball, bringing the count to 1-1. 1-1 here. Here comes Kunkel's pitch, as that pitch will miss on the outside half, bringing the count to 2-1. 2-1. Score 11-3. As this pitch will miss once again. So Kunkel, who walked the leadoff batter last inning, is in a similar situation, but still got a 3-1 count. He's one pitch away from making it full, as this pitch will be flared into left center field. We'll see if Jared Kaufman can and will make the play. As that was actually Cooper. Was that Cooper Denning? It's the first out of the inning regardless. Mentioned this before, right? My scorebook that I got at the beginning of the season actually ran out of games, so I'm working strictly out of my college notebook. If you roll through here, you'll see a bunch of notes from my communications classes and other vicarious classes I took throughout the year.
And we will talk to our assistant GM about getting another scorebook for our broadcasts, because you could use one. I'm sure it's in the budget.
As this ball is going to be grounded down the third base line, and a base knock as Tommy Bell has a one-out single. It's the second base hit of the game.
Next up, number 13, Jared Burlingame.
So
And this is
Jacob Burlingame coming up. Go ahead.
This is one of those times where, as you're playing in a college league, you can just let the score of the game dictate how you play, but every at bat matters. Every game is an audition. You never know who's going to be in the stands, and good for Tommy Bell that he concentrated on that bat and got a good at bat, and was rewarded for his concentration with a hit.
As the first pitch misses downstairs, I forget who was quoted as saying this. It was an old manager from the 50s. Famous one. Not Casey Stengel. As that ball is going to hop back, wild pitch to the backstop, as there will be a runner on second base with 1 out and a 2-0 count. But he said the thing about baseball is there's no time clock. You can't hold on to the ball. You can't just sit there and let the time run out and win the ball game. You've got to get the last out of the game. You got to get all 27. I know who said it. Wasn't an old manager. It was a Hall of Fame pitcher, Early Wynn, for the Orioles.
Well, I'm sure in your college career you saw comebacks that occurred, and I know my team did it a few times where we score 5 or 6 runs in the final inning to win a game. And
don't they make for the best memories? Those are the most fun games ever, and that's why you play it. You play for those situations.
Yeah, and I've been on the other end of it too. I coughed up a few runs in a comeback by the other team. So
those hurt. But what is the good times without the bad times? If you strictly had good times, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. As the 4-pitch walk to Burlingame will put runners on first and second. As now coming up to the plate is Jared Kingot. Kingot on the day, 1 for 4. And a single and a second at bat, as this pitch will be swung on, missed.
The other thing that just came to mind to me was as I was walking up to the press box, there was a couple from town that had come to the game. It's the first time they've been at a Hamilton Joes game. And, a positive experience might bring them back, might bring their grandkids back, might bring their kids around. The kids playing hard and giving their best effort and showing off their talents really does matter. And how you play, the attitude in which you take it, those are all important parts of an experience, about being a part of an organization, but it's also about being a representative of your town. So
yeah,
that's an important thing, even in an 11-3 game in the 9th inning.
Hamilton's got a long history, a very long history of success in baseball. As this ball is going to be grounded over to the shortstop, a run will score, but McConnell will get the second out of the inning. But yeah, baseball in Hamilton is about as deep-rooted as it comes. Between the high school programs, the Little League program, all the players that have come out of here and done things very high in college and professional ball. this is a baseball town, and representing it, wearing a baseball jersey, being the Hamilton Joes, and using the moniker of the most famous Hamiltonian of all time and the most beloved Hamiltonian, as anyone that has ever met Joe Nuxall would consider him a friend, because he truly was that good of a guy. As the first pitch misses downstairs. But representing that is quite the honor. And I think this team does a very good job at displaying the morals and the spirit of baseball in this town.
Yeah, that's what I've seen so far in the 3 years that I've been here.
So the 1-0 pitch misses outside, bringing the count to 2-0. As Brad Kunkel's facing off against Stephen Bennett, as that ball will be swung and miss, bringing the count to 2-1. So 2 outs here already, as this ball is going to be fouled off Bennett's foot. So 1 strike away here. Brad Kunkel is from taking the first game of the series against the Richmond Jazz, as they're trying to get into the playoffs. Here comes the 2-2. Here it comes, as this ball is going to miss in the dirt. So full count. Score is 11-4 here in the top of the 9th inning. Joe's trying to win the first game after the All-Star break here at Foundation Field in front of the home crowd. Here comes Brad Kunkel's 3-2 payoff pitch, and it'll be swung on, missed, and that is the ball game, folks. The Joes win by a score of 11-4. They had 15 hits, as the Richmond Jazz scored 4 runs on 7 hits. Clean ball game in the field, only 1 error permitted between the two teams, but a great, very great all-around win by the Joes.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes, it is, as they get a good start after a vicarious start from Grant Williams. He goes 5 after giving up 3 in the first 2. Does a very good job, and then the bullpen between Jack Silva and Brad Kunkel does a phenomenal job in the 4 innings of work that they had. 2 from Silva, 2 from Kunkel. As they only give up 1 run, and the hitters just kept on hitting, capped off by the 5-inning 4th. But, yeah, that does it for us, as the Joes take the first game of the series against the Richmond Jazz, as this was actually my first game calling with Greg Pinley, and it was an absolute pleasure.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see some of you out tomorrow. Jazz and Joes again here at Foundation, 7:05.
Yeah, 7:05 start time tomorrow, and that does it for us. As the Joes got to go, so do I. And as the old left-hander said, we're rounding third, heading for home. I'm Reid Malstrom along here with Greg Pinley, and we thank you for listening to your Hamilton Joes Network.